a shadow, you better drop your gun. But as I will drop a shadow, you better drop your gun. It's not a wasp I really want to. It's not a small man. There is heroes on the ground, gotta tell about how it tastes. By the bird that they surely know, that they surely know. Wait a moment, set on fire. We're jumping slow as we get higher. The place of new generations fall. When his voice will blow your eye, you better drop your gun. When his voice will blow your eye, you better drop your gun. In this world of refurbished plastic, your thoughts will be falsely hard on. Let yourself sell medication. Take a pause in the end. And the heroes of the ground gotta tell about how it tastes. By the bird that they surely knew, that they surely know. Wait a moment, the set on fire. The young is slow, our speed gets higher. It's back to new generation. Let yourself run in the clean black night. Try just to get to the core of your unconscious prize. Far from the peaks of the world, in records of the center stone. Open all of the doors. Leave yourself in the one last room. Forever.
junk and empty bottles scattered on my dirty floor. Guards are close, looking at daylight, and police are knocking on my door. One by one, I hold you in. They drop, then they get in. Burn that bridge and burn this land with bullets and gin. Anyway, we can die. One moment, forever. After that, I never stop. Can't get enough. Anyway, we gonna die. One day, right now, I fear nothing at all. Down in bed of mirrors, got a full tank of bad memories. Time is the one hell of a killer, putting me out of my misery. One by one, I hold you in. They drop, then they get in. Burn that bridge and burn this land with bullets and gin. Anyway, we gonna die. One moment, forever. After that, I never stop. Stay away. Can't get enough. Anyway, we gonna die. One
Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
Please enjoy the show. Shots.
Hey, everybody. We're up and live and going. What's going on?
Hey, hey, hey.
I even unpaused us and everything. I unmuted us. I paused the music and the videos, and I did all of the things.
All the things are done.
I think so. We'll see.
I'm gonna pat yourself on the back.
I'm not patting shit until I start getting messages through here that says everything's green. Well, okay, so there was a bunch of like updates and stuff, right? So I had to like re-log into like everything, and like things were kind of messed up, so I'm still not sure. And you have invested in a new mic and headset and stuff, so I'm waiting to hear people say she's too quiet and I got to turn you up, or it's too loud, or whatever.
That I'm, as usual in my daily life, entirely too loud.
Right. So Ryan says so far so good. Thanks, Ryan. So yeah.
Thank you.
And do you know Tippa? Tippa who? Tippa these nuts. Anyway.
Tippa these titties where it's cold outside.
Hey, thanks for showing up. Actual King Smith is here. Fucking Bella says hi. The Astro guy says the WTF Nation squad. That's right. Marty said there was going to be brisket. I wish, dude. That sounds good as fuck right now.
I do have a new dog this week to show off.
Is it a Bitchen Freeze?
Bring him in. No Bitchen Freeze. It's a pug, and he's fabulous. And when we come back in the second hour, I'll bring old Franklin on for everybody to ooh and ah over because he's fabulous.
That sounds fun. He's a
precious puppy.
I told my wife like what you do with the fostering and all of the fosters and whatnot. And well, she's been wanting a little dog, right?
Yeah.
We got rid of our big dog because I can't handle a dog right now. And there was just a lot going on. And so we got this dog, right? And we got him right before COVID. I don't know if I told the story or not, but so it became really attached to us when we were all home. The dog was only like 6 months old when COVID hit. So it got really attached to us.
Was that the attention-y dog that needed more?
And so so we got rid of her. We found her a family that's much better fit. And now my wife's on this kick about getting a dog again. I'm like, man, we just kind of, and I don't need another bow. That dog was dumb as fuck.
There's always one. There's always one.
That fucking dog. That dog drank so much antifreeze and somehow didn't die. Oh, that thing was ridiculous. I don't know what happened to that dog, but he was dumb as fuck. Anyway, yeah, so we don't need any of that stuff.
But she wants a Bitchen Freeze, though.
She does want a Bitchen Freeze, and she wants a Kickapoo or something. I don't know. She had all these different kinds of dogs she was trying to get. And then I told her what you do with the fostering of dogs, and you have different dogs upon occasion. And she's like, that's what I need. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, we can just have like 100 dogs, and then they rotate through, so I can just have all the kind of dogs I want. I'm like...
Well, because I only have them. Okay, so I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
So Hawk is a mini pincher, and I got him about 3 weeks ago. He went and he got his nuts removed a couple days ago, and then he'll go on transport to his new home in 8 more days. So max, I generally have them is a month and a half. Now, this time I have an overlap dog. You guys got to see the Chiweenie last week. Now, she was a surprise foster. Okay. I don't usually have overlap dogs. Usually I'll get one for about a month and a half, make sure they get vetted, make sure the rescue puts them out on their site, finds them a new home. I help work the new family to see if they're a good fit.
Yeah.
And then they move forward. So I'll have them for about a month and a half, and it might be 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks before I get another dog in. So we get a little break.
Nice.
And then I'll get the next dog in. It'll be about a month and a half. It's all voluntary. A lot of rescues will give you gas money for transporting them back and forth to vets.
Yeah.
A lot of rescues, of course, they always pay all their vet bills.
Yeah.
A lot of rescues will give you extra money for their food.
Mhm.
I already have a bazillion animals in my house.
Yeah.
So I volunteer that. That's my gift to the rescue. They allow me to foster for them, which I think is just an amazing thing that they let me do. I get to love on these animals and help them find their forever homes. And you know, it keeps me from being stir crazy. These animals really save me. This is my saving grace with my issues I have in my life. I mean, animals are really seriously my saving grace. As a kid left my house, a dog or a cat came into it.
Nice.
So you might have them, a month and a half. I think the longest I ever had a dog was like 3 months, and that's because I had heartworm treatments. So, I
Oof.
mean, it's a great thing if you're not wanting a dog in your life full time all the time. And you can even tell most of the rescues, hey, we need like a 6 month break, but we'll be up for fostering again, say like after the summer or blah, blah, blah. So you just have to find a really good rescue that you can work with.
Well, I don't know. Well, and here's the problem too: is we're a little more rural up here. We don't have the population that you do, so I would be a little more difficult.
Yeah, because I'm sandwiched right between San Antonio and Austin.
Yeah, there's more people in your area than there is like 10 times my state. So there's
True
that.
story. True story.
Anyway, so
But
Bo,
it's fun, and I've got her on the list for the Bitchen Freeze. So
nice. Well, okay, so my dumbass dog or my dumbass roommate. Okay, you remember Dick?
Mhm.
We've told Dick stories.
yeah, we know all about Dick.
We had this. Well, it wasn't our dog. It was our other roommate's shit dog. His name was Bo, and that dog was dumb as fuck, dude. Like, got into like jugs of antifreeze on purpose. Like, was like chewing into them so he could drink the antifreeze. Right, that kind of dumb. Right.
Not real bright. Yeah.
No, he actually hung himself. The dog did on a fence, and that's how he expired.
Aww.
yeah.
No, he wasn't bright.
No, he was dumb as fuck. And the funny part is his owner is now a dog trainer. So there's a.
Is this the roommate that was a scaredy y'all setting shit
Yeah,
on
he was
fire?
always mad. He was always scared of us, like lighting shit on fire and fucking whatever.
And then put the lightable chair nearest the fire events. Yeah.
Yeah.
Him. He was smart.
Yeah, that fucking dog.
Maybe he gave the intelligence to the dog.
Mm-hmm. So he was all responsible. Fuck that. His dumbass dog. Okay, so the dog was just like running the sliding glass door all the time. All the time.
Oh my goodness.
And he was
See, and I
really
have a
good.
cat like that. I have a cat that got its first vaccines and had a really bad reaction to it and fried his little kitty brain. I'm no joke. And his name is Mudge, and he is bonkers, like bonkers. And he's always like attacking shadows and inanimate objects.
So-
And he runs into closed windows and he falls off of tables because he'll like just stop and not realize how close to the edge he is, and he'll just fall off. Yeah, he's crazy.
So my wife, her previous relationship, they had a cat,
Mhm.
and the cat's name was Orange Dorange.
Oh, well, there you go.
Okay, well hold on, because the cat was gray. When you hear Orange Dorange, you think of like an orange tabby or something, right?
Yeah, exactly.
No, cat was gray as fuck. Okay, had like one little orange spot on his fucking cheek or some shit, so they called him Orange Dorange. Anyway, so somehow
Frank decided to show up.
Oh, hi, Frank. But anyway, so the cat was like, it never grew bigger than a kitten, right? It was always tiny. Well, somehow the cat got put in the fucking dryer, right? I don't know if it, whatever was cuddling in the laundry and got thrown in the dryer for not very long, right? People realized quickly the cat was in the dryer. And my wife's at work at the time, and I think the kids were doing laundry or whatever, trying to be helpful. Anyway.
Did you get a little brain damage?
Yeah. And then from then on, the cat would only shit in my wife's purse.
Oh my God. That's not good.
No.
Yes, Frank does look like he ran into a sliding door.
He did.
Frank was overbred.
I
His eyes
love
are a
bread.
little,
That's probably why I'm fat.
his eyes are a little wide set. He is a little bonkers. He's a little
Oh, it's the
crazy.
Men in Black dog. It is.
Yeah, he's very he's a little crazy.
It's a boy.
Yeah, Franklin.
It's-
Yes, it's a boy.
and
It's
he was-
Franklin D. Roosevelt.
And how is? Wait, hold on. I want to ask something because I'm genuinely concerned now. You said he was overbred?
Yeah. So apparently his parents were closely related. He
Oh,
came
I
from a
thought you.
puppy mill.
Oh, so he's inbred.
Overly inbred.
I thought you meant like he'd done too much breeding and that's why he was off. I'm like, because I've done my fair share of breeding in my time.
No, he was
And
overly bred.
oh,
His parents were extremely closely related, and we have a feeling their parents were closely related. We're thinking like brothers and sisters of brothers and sisters.
is he like a Missouri dog?
Yeah, probably
Tight.
Missouri, Arkansas, somewhere.
Somewhere in there. Yep.
Yeah.
It's from a coal mine in town.
But he's
Yeah.
a super, super sweet dog, and
Oh, they usually are.
and he was a foster. And when we found out his medical issues, we knew there was just no way, no one was going to take him on with his medical history and the problems they were going to have with him. I mean, pugs already come with problems, and we
They
just
do,
couldn't.
don't they? They have a
We
lot.
kept him.
Well, that's good.
Oh, they do.
They do
They
have
have
a lot of
breathing
medical.
problems. They
Yeah.
have hip problems. They have weight issues. They get the diabetes.
Same.
Yeah.
I'm a pug.
That's
I
it.
didn't
We
know I was a
figured it out.
pug. Yeah. Bad.
That's it. Radar's a pug.
Yeah, bad knees and hips. Overly bred. Yeah, I'm a pug. Tight. Oh.
He says he's a super sweet dog as he's growling like he's going to rip your face. He makes that obnoxious growl, but that dog bites literally nothing.
Same.
He won't even bite like dog chews. We try to give him all kinds of stuff to chew on because we think, oh, well, maybe that's his problem. He needs something to chew on. No. His favorite thing is French fries and popcorn.
Well, yeah, because he's inbred.
obsessed. And when I go to the McDonald's or whatever, I always bring home a pack of fries just for him. He's bonkers. We love him so much.
Ooh. Jenny, I love that. How many human beings have been told they need to submit a pedigree for themselves? Other than like royalty, who honestly are pretty inbred generally. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I agree that some people should be, they need to,
should have to supply their pedigrees.
well, or a family tree of some kind.
Yeah. And
I want to see some
especially-
branching.
Yeah. We don't want just, we'd like a willow with
Yeah.
lots and lots of branches.
Yep. Yeah, Dick, you're right. Short, hairy, breathes heavily when during exercise. Yeah, I'm basically a pug.
That's it. We figured it out.
So
Radar is a
oh,
pug.
daughter of the American Revolution. Yeah, for things like that. Yeah, I could see that where you have to show lineage. Native American tribes too, if you want to be a member of the tribe or whatever.
And what were we talking about? I think last week something about when we were talking conspiracy stuff. Who are the people? The Masons. Don't you have to
Oh.
show like in order for that to go forward?
I think
Like, because I know my grandparents were Masons, and in order for me to join, I have to be able to show
I don't
like the family
well
was a
because
Mason.
well I think okay so and this is I'm not a Mason, right? For this is what I understand is there you can either be in through like legacy, like what you're talking about,
Mhm.
or if you have like if you're sponsored, right?
Oh, so you can be sponsored. Okay.
I think so. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, like I said, I'm not. From what I understand, you can be. So
Ah.
I'm not.
I'd have to look into it because I don't know. I know my grandmother always wanted us to do stuff with it, and we just never did. I guess it
Can't-
wasn't as popular here in Texas when we were here as it was up north where they're from.
Yeah.
So,
I know they have a Masons Lodge here, which is good for them. I just
went
don't
to
care.
like the big Mason building in Philadelphia when I went to go visit my aunt. There's like a huge Masons building in downtown Philadelphia. It's pretty cool. I took lots of pictures.
So he said you have to be voted in.
Yeah.
Is
okay.
it so that is if you're sponsored or if you're like a legacy or whatever, your parent? I legacy like it's a fucking fraternity. I don't know what it is. And Mugshot says the DA banned showing Mason rings in official DA profile photos. I believe that because I mean because you're kind of and this is all I'm not a Mason. Okay, this is all conspiracy theory shit falling out of my face now. But I'm sure like if you're in any type of fraternal order, if somebody like is in that same thing with you, Masons. If I'm a Mason and I'm on a promotion board and I see fucking Staff Sergeant so-and-so, Staff Sergeant Billy Wonka's got a fucking ring and the other guys don't, maybe I would promote him above others. I
Would
don't
they
know.
do the same for like college rings? Are you not allowed to have college rings in DA photos? I mean, did they tell officers, sorry?
I don't know. I don't know, but I mean, a lot of that.
Good
But
question.
that could be in their packet if they're a graduate of West Point or if they're a graduate of whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was a legacy, but also voted on. Okay. See, he's our official. He's our Mason consultant.
Wow, I'm gonna have to go to Heath with all my questions.
Yeah.
I like have all my grandparents, like my grandfather's old mason rings and like tie tacks and all that stuff, but nobody else in the family's done it. So I just have all this stuff like hanging out. And there's no one else in the family because most of them have passed away. My dad passed away, my uncle passed away, and I'm not close with anybody else in the family. So
Ooh,
maybe I'll have to get with Heath
Spanky
and
says you
see
can
if he knows.
absolutely have a ring on as long as it meets the 670-1, and I believe that
There you go.
probably to be true. But it's probably one of those things too where maybe it's not necessarily written, but not okay. Like when they change the uniforms over, right? If in your DA photo, like when they went from the old greens to the blues, right? I was still in for that, and I remember them saying, "Go get blues." Because they're not going to select you if you still have the old uniform. If you go buy the new uniform, it shows that you are whatever. Same now with the
Your high
blues.
speed squared away.
Exactly, and same now with the pinks and greens. You don't want to get your DA photo taken in your blues if you want pinks and greens for your DA photo if you can get them, right? So it's probably the same kind of thing with the ring. If it's frowned upon or not, maybe it's encouraged. I don't know. Like I've never been on a promotion board like that where it's. I'm obviously not like I go staff sergeant, so it doesn't fucking matter. You know what I mean? So, but yeah. So I mean, I don't know. Those are for people who are more important than me. Ice might know.
Yeah.
Actually,
I was
Spanky would
not
probably
that
have
most important.
would probably have a good input on that. But I don't know. Those promotion boards are always so fucking weird to me. Anyway, the whole thought process of all of it. You know what I mean? Like,
And isn't the Army one of the very few that does that type of promotion board? Because I know my daughter, Coast Guard, they test out.
They do too. I think to like chief
And I think
though.
Navy tests out, and
I think
I don't know the other sides.
I think they do to like, I know the Navy for like chief, for E7, there's like a board that they do. They still have to test out. They have to make it, and they have to like, they actually do like a ceremony where they have to fucking like, it's kind of like ANOC kind of, but it's like they do a lot of the things and like they're a chief select for a while. They're not actually a chief and they wear part of the uniform, but not, it's fucking weird. I don't know. The Navy's weird. And I don't know if the Coast Guard has the same traditions or not.
My brother was Navy. I'll have to ask my brother.
And that was years ago.
My daughter's Coast Guard, and I know so far all she's done is test out.
Right.
And next week I'll have the video for us to show her quick little clip video and a bunch of pictures. My daughter re-enlisted this week for 6 more years in the Coast Guard, and she got to go on a Coast Guard helicopter and re-enlist like on the side of a mountain in Kodiak, Alaska.
In a helicopter or on a mountain?
Yeah.
Like they flew her up there. They flew her up
there, landed on the mountain, got out, took a couple pictures, got back into the helicopter, and were flying. And she did her little re-enlistment ceremony deal right there on the helicopter over, the little headset, and said it.
Okay.
Oh, but man, the pictures are freaking awesome. It's gorgeous.
I bet. That sounds neat.
Yeah.
See, and
I was like, so
those
cool.
Those guys got to do all kinds of fun shit. Like people do all kinds of fun things. Or like when you see people like in Iraq, or they're like fucking on like a artillery range and shit's blowing up behind them, and they're all like, "Yeah, look at me, I re-enlisted." No, fuck that.
Hey Dick, they have done these like squad, like big mountain hikes, and they have tried to do like all these mountains there on the island. They have more fun, I think. They're not being voluntold to do this stuff. They're like, hey, let's go hike up, Lady blah 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 mountain. And they do. They hump up and back those damn things. It's really cool. She
That
sent me
sounds-
some really cool pictures.
I mean, I don't know. Dick did some humping in Alaska, but it had nothing to do with marching anywhere. Let's see. James says with the new IPPS-A, they pull your deer's photo for your profile. So your deer's photo is now your DA photo for new soldier profile ERB-SRB. That would be interesting. Because my photos for that shit were always all fucked up.
Kind of like a driver's license photo.
No, my driver's license picture is hilarious. Maybe sometime I'll scan it in and like put it on here and show you. Maybe that'll be fun
Oh,
one night.
then we can do like, let's see whose is funnier, because the guy at the driver's license place was a real jerk to me. Didn't tell me he was about to take the picture. Didn't say jack squat other than remove your mask, because it was during the time of the mask. And I had,
You got your mask on for your driver's license picture.
well, I had it on sitting there,
Yeah.
and then he said, "Okay, stand up, take your mask off." And I literally just had taken my mask off, and apparently he just click,
Yep.
and that was it. And I was like, "So do I need to smile?" And he's like, "No, I'm done." I'm like, "Do I get to see it?" And he's like, "No,
No.
I don't do second pictures." And I
They
was like,
asked me
"Oh."
if I want.
I have no neck. I
Oh, I
look
don't
angry
do
as
that.
hell. It's horrible. It's awful. It's the worst. I don't
Maybe
even,
we
it doesn't
should do
even look
that.
like me.
We should do that for next week's show. If anybody wants to send a picture of their driver's license or their deer's photo, some sort of ID photo, we'll crop it out so there's no personal information on it or whatever. If you want to do that for you, send it
And
in.
then
So if you
vote
have a
on the
funny
worst
one,
one.
yeah, I'll scan mine in if you want to scan yours in, and if anybody else has some funny ones, yeah, mugshots, the Tundra Wookiees. That's right.
And whoever, and I have an extra special thing. We have coming limited edition smoke pit bags of coffee from a local coffee
Ooh.
shop here in my hometown.
Nice.
And they will have our smoke pit logo on the bag of coffee. It is my very favorite flavor. It's called Jamaican Me Crazy. Go
Nice.
figure. It's from a place called Green Coffee House. It's an amazing coffee house here in New Braunfels. It is roasted in-house. It's great coffee. And if you guys can send in these photos, we'll vote on either like the funniest or the worst. And whoever gets the most votes, well, we can even like put them up. If you guys say, "Hey, it's cool," we'll put them up on a page. And whoever wins or gets the most likes,
Yeah.
will get the very first bag of limited edition smoke pit coffee.
I love it.
How's
I
that?
love it. We should do that. Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Brevard County Mugshot says if you want inspiration for your profile photo, go on their page. You guys should go check out that page. It's funny.
I did
as
check it
fuck.
out. It's
Isn't it hilarious? Oh my
It
god.
is so funny.
Oh, Bronco says he wins this, no questions asked. I think once mine pops up, you may have doubts there. I feel like I'm going to pull myself out of it just because I feel that's not fair for me to win.
Well, nobody can vote on mine, but I want mine to be seen.
Yeah,
'cause it is horrific.
send them in, send them to either Radar or the Smoke Pit page, and we'll take it down. The local one got shut down on Facebook. Oh, your local mugshots page? Some of those are hilarious. Some of those mugshot pages are hilarious. Dick says his got.
We've
local
got one
got shut
here in local in Comal County, and it's pretty damn funny.
down. The Comal County Blue. Is that what it's called?
There's
Anyway,
some songs that have Comal County Blue in them.
I know.
There's some Texas country
I was just thinking.
songs,
I was just
yeah.
thinking about Jason Bolin when I said that.
Yeah, I actually got to meet him. He's super cool.
Yeah, he's absolutely nice. Yeah.
He played he did a CD release at a local bar that I hang out with a few years back, and got to meet him. He's a pretty cool guy.
Nice. Yeah, I met him. Oh, fuck. This was several years ago. Probably 12, 13 years ago. I met him at, I think he might have been playing at Billy Bob's or something. I went back for something and he was playing down there. It was a good show. So,
Yeah, I think I met him about 2013. I think that was Liverpalooza. That was
Yeah.
the summer of Liverpalooza for us when we were drinking every night. Go figure. It was just like when I was in the army.
I went back. I had a friend of mine that still lived down there, and wasn't too long after my wife and I split up, and she's like, "Yeah, come down here and hang out." And I said, "All right, I will." It was right after Dick moved to Des Moines. I went down there. So I'm trying to figure out when that was. Dick, when did you go to?
Dick gets around.
He used to live in Blue Mound, down there, or Flower Mound. I don't know. He lived with me.
There's a joke in there
West.
somewhere. Blue Mound.
Blue
and
Mound.
Dick.
That's a little Dick would cure some Blue Mound, I think. But
Yeah, there's a joke in there somewhere.
pretty sure about it. 2016 was it that long? Yeah, because you weren't down there when I went down there. Pretty sure about it. He was in Saginaw. But didn't you live in like Blue Mound for a while too, Dick? We got pulled over there one time. I was hauling ass on 820 and I got pulled over. I actually stopped before the cop turned around the median. I stopped before
Before he even had a chance.
I knew I was
Stopped
fucking.
you,
I
you were
knew.
like,
Well, when I was. Remember my responsible roommate? That was his pickup.
Oh, well, there you go.
And we went in there, and yeah, it was right for Sam was caught, and it was a female highway patrolman right on 820, and we were hauling ass. It's probably going like 105, and so when she flipped around, I knew I was going to fucking get a ticket, so I pulled over. And it actually saved me from getting a ticket.
Oh, that's good. So you were
So-
just like, "Meh."
Yeah, I was like,
hands
fuck it.
on the wheel.
And it
here's
was
your
funny too
paperwork.
because we were in Junior's pickup, and he was the goody two shoes. Like he didn't need fucking tickets or nothing. He was fine, you know. Actually had inspection stickers and shit. Don't have to worry about it.
First time I ever got a ticket, I think I was 32. I was so sad, and they didn't care. They were like, "Meh. Oh, sorry, I broke your streak." They were probably like high-fiving each other. Yeah, that's
Probably.
right. We gave her a ticket, and she hadn't had one since she'd been driving.
Nice.
Bastards.
Oh, I was gonna talk about tickets. Oh, taxes.
Taxes. I gotta
Tax
file
money.
my taxes.
Did
Damn,
you-
that reminds
Did
me.
you see that? I shared a meme on. So if you're out there and you're listening and you want to know kind of what we're gonna talk about on the show, where I share memes throughout the week, and it gives me inspiration for what we talk about on the show. And the meme says, "Don't do anything weird with your tax money," and then it shows a guy with like a stripper and like a horse in the background and shit.
I saw that.
Yes. So, because I did my taxes the other night, and we're
I
getting
have
back
not
like
done
$7,000.
Damn.
Yeah, so I'm trying
I
to figure
haven't got that much money back since I had kids in the house.
out. Girl, I got like 1 million kids.
Yeah, see, I don't got no kids in my house anymore that are that age. All the kids in my house now I can't claim or they're too old.
Or mine are running out. I guess I have 1 6-year-old, but their one's in high school, so they.
You better put
It's
that
running
money in
out.
savings
Fuck
because
that.
soon
You know what I'm
ain't
saying?
gonna be
You know
able to
what I'm
claim
doing?
'em.
I'm paying motherfucking cars off, son. I got like
Oh, see,
3
but you
little
have a
loans I'm gonna
plan.
pay.
You're not doing dumb shit with it. You're not going out and buying like,
A hot tub.
you know. Yeah, well, I
kinda
have one
wanna
of those
buy
on my front porch.
Kind of
if
want to
you
buy a
want
hot
one.
tub. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to say fuck them loans and go buy a hot tub.
You know, you can get them inflatable ones that fit 8 people that you can put up and put down, for like $600.
No, I don't want that.
No, you want like a hardcore one.
Well, because I live in the because I live in the north. If I got one of those, it's going to freeze and blow up. I want one I can still use the other 9 months of the year.
True story.
Yeah.
Rich, if I could claim my animals, I would probably get $7,000 back.
Probably. Clog a hot tub
Really.
only if you nair it. Don't get fuck
I
all.
wish.
Wait, you don't get fuck all from doing your own taxes? Are you being head of household? Claim head of household. That helps. Or I don't know if you have any kids. You have to have kids to claim head of household. Oh, the smell.
I'm single, no dependents.
Oh yeah, so
Head of
that's probably
household,
pretty
no
tough
dependents.
then.
It's
Yeah.
not a lot.
Well, okay.
It's not. I get maybe $2,000 maybe on a good year. maybe
Yeah.
$2,000
Okay,
back.
so with dogs or with the fostering that you do,
Uh-huh.
that does that count at all? Can you write any of that off?
Some of it I can.
Like
Some of
the
the
transportation or
dog
something?
food and the like the vehicle transportation stuff because and anything of course that that I donate because I donate the food I donate if I do it like that I get some of it as a write off which does help but it's still not like I ain't getting big money for these animals.
No. And see, this is where I'm torn on this. Because I think if there was, I'm not saying big money, like you're not making $100,000 a year, but if there was like a pretty good stipend for that, I could see that being more advantageous to people. You'd get more if you had a little bit of, hey, foster dog would give you $1,200 kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
You'd have
Yeah,
more
yeah.
people, but there's not the funding for that. Where would you get the funding to do that? And if you
rescues
had enough,
themselves
if you
are
had
sucking
enough
right now.
to fund something like that, you could build a giant shelter and not, and, you know, have it an on-kill type of
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
situation and hire some staff. I mean, if you had $1,200 per animal per month, that would pay for pretty healthy staff to take care of these animals, and you wouldn't need to foster them. So it wouldn't be.
Yeah. If I could make money off of it, I would do that. I would have a place with a larger yard and have someone
Ooh.
come and build kennels and, foster more animals at a time. But because I don't, this is money coming out of my own pocket.
Right.
It's not. Yeah, it's not worth
Root Certificate has the best thing that I've read on the internet today.
it.
He said, people are posting what they bought with their tax returns on social media now, so we'll know what it'll be at the pawn shop next month. That's fucking true story right there, buddy. Fuck
That's
yeah.
funny.
The Dick says we need to get rid of the IRS completely and go to the flat tax. Here's what I think. I actually think we should go get rid of the IRS because taxation is theft, and we don't need it. But we're not going to get into the politics of taxes right now.
No, 'cause
My
politics
father majored in
give me
economics at Berkeley
headache.
in the 60s. I may not hold one degree and fuck all, but my father did raise me. Well, I hope you're not getting fucked by the tax system, Jenny Doll. I hope not, because like I think taxes are fucking bullshit, and I don't want to see anybody have to get fucked in that. But I think if anybody who has like complicated taxes, or okay, even like you, right?
Mhm.
And all of your things, it probably behoove you to have a tax advisor go over your stuff and say, okay,
It probably would.
you know what I mean? Me personally, I have a really, really, really easy tax return compared to
Mhm.
others. I just go with
Mhm.
the fucking whatever standard deduction and the kids. And how do I pronounce your name? I'm sorry if I'm getting it wrong. I want it to be right. She said that's not how you pronounce my name, but I would love to know how. But anyway, I go really easy on mine because I feel like I'm too dumb to do it the other way. But if I had anything, if I had my own business, or if I had a bunch of write-offs, or if I had a bunch of anything, I would totally 100% have a professional do it. My wife used to, her and her ex-husband had a business together, and so for the time that when her and I first met, she would still do all our taxes through there. I'm like, you can do them online for free, and I'll show you how. South Dakota has no state income tax, so like Free Tax USA and TurboTax don't charge. They do their federal return for free, and the state taxes they make money off of. Not here because we don't have state taxes, so it's
Yeah,
all free.
Texas, no state tax either.
Yeah, so it's really easy to go through. Blah 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 blah. You knock it out, and
And that's why I just do my own simple online blah blah blah.
Yep.
But now
But
that I'm
with yours,
thinking,
would
I
that
wonder if I could qualify for more. But would it be worth having someone look at it, or is that going to end up eating up the amount of
Yeah.
money I'm getting back
you'd
anyway?
get an extra couple $100, but you're going to pay $500 to the person to do your taxes,
Yeah.
and
Now,
yeah.
if I had a friend who maybe did taxes, I might have to start blasting the Facebook and be like, "Do any of my friends do the taxes? Can I ask some
Ooh.
free questions?"
You know what? We talked about that years ago on this on WTF Nation Radio. We talked about having like a my name ain't spelled in English. It's JENNE is what shows up on mine. So I don't know. There's a better way to
Jenny?
spell it. Yeah, I said Jenny, so that's not how you spell it. How you pronounce
Janae?
it? Is it Janae? I don't know. I'm
Janae?
stupid. So I would love to.
I can't see it,
Oh,
so
okay.
I can't tell
Well,
you.
on here is on mine it's spelled JENNEDAWNE. So
I don't
yep, Jenna.
Maybe
Oh,
Janae?
it's
Jenna?
Jenna. Okay,
Jenna?
all right. I can see
Jenna.
that. Jenna. I can
Oh
see
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Jenna, sorry, we don't say stupid. We say special. I ain't special. I'm just stupid. I can call myself stupid. I just can't call other people stupid. But anyway,
You're not good with pronunciation.
I am not. I'm so bad at that.
Oh, I am too. Don't feel bad.
And
And you can tell me 5 times how to say it, and that 6th time, if I haven't seen you in a while, I'm gonna guarantee I'm screwing it up.
right. My thing is with people is I try really hard to if that's your name, I try to do it how like if she says her name is Jenna, I want to call her Jenna. That's
Yeah.
And I feel like that's, I mean, my real name is Jake, right? So it's pretty easy to pronounce, pretty common. I'm from State Farm. But, you know, for other people, some people have, like my daughters have normal names that are spelled weird because their mom did drugs. And
Here, I'm going to spell mine in the Facebook chat. And just so it shows my name as well, if anybody's in the Facebook chat,
Mhm.
my real name is weird.
Yep.
TZ is easier.
Yep.
Way easier than my real name.
But like mine is my daughter, her name is Rachel. It's Rayechhael.
Oh, yeah, well, that's
It plays when
Rachel.
if the first time you see it spelled, you're like, I don't know what that means. But once you
Oh,
hear
well, my
it,
granddaughter's is completely jacked up.
look, my wife like teaches Sunday school and stuff, right? And she does my mother-in-law is a sixth grade teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the names that they encounter are troublesome. There is a girl my daughter goes to school with. Her name is Areola.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, my granddaughter's name, we call her Lily. It is pronounced Liebe, which is the German word for love.
Yes.
But looking at it, it's Leibe. So people call her Libby,
Mhm.
Laby, Labia.
I was waiting for it. Yeah, I was waiting for it. Mhm.
Yeah. So this 5-year-old is going to live her life. Oh yeah, Liebe. See, I can't even spell my granddaughter's fucking name correctly.
That's fine.
They had to correct me, Liebe. But it's wrong. Not a single one of her teachers at her school says it correctly. So we just call her Lily, and we just spell it out Lili, which most of the time they don't even get that right either. They can't figure out what that is. So it is what it is.
Well,
Ron.
Hey, you know what? And that's I generally don't make fun of people's names. Areola, I do. I don't make fun. I mean, it's not the kid's fault, right? But now she's like a teenager and knows what an areola is, so they just call her Ari.
He says his name's Heath, but it's pronounced Cal.
Nah, with the drywall. Anyway.
Well, there was a lady with my old job. I don't care how many times I told that woman what my real name is. She called me Sharon. Sharon. No. With a T. So I actually have a coworker who used to call me Sharon with a T.
Hmm.
Hey, Sharon with a
Dick
T.
says I make jokes about his name all the time. It's not a joke when it's the fucking truth, Dick. I would tell everybody when they'd meet him, I'm like, it's not a nickname, it's a reputation.
No, there you go.
It's the very fucking true. Wow. We flew to Jamaica and one of the members of the group had a first name of David in his passport and his party booked his name as Dave on the tickets and they wouldn't let him fly. Dang, go.
See, and I have an uncle named Dave, but he goes by David. I have a grandpa whose name was David, but people called him Dave. So, I mean, it's an understandable nickname kind of thing.
Yeah, it very much fits. I understand, but I can't believe.
I have to be careful with that too, though, because my son's name is Charles,
Right.
but his middle name is Lane.
Mm-hmm.
We don't call him Charles because there are like 8 Charleses in our family. We call him Lane.
Mm-hmm.
But when we're filling out paperwork, I always have to remember if it's government paperwork that we have to put Charles on there because they don't recognize it as Lane unless it says Charles Lane.
Right.
You know. So I mean, it's understandable. They go off of your government name.
Yeah. Sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that. No, my son, his name is Jonah. And oftentimes we'll shorten it to Joe, or his middle name is Charlie, so I call him Charlie quite a bit.
Yeah.
And he's like, why does everyone keep calling me Joe? I'm like, I don't know. This is short for your name. He's like, no one calls me Nuh. I was like,
No. Yeah, I got a daughter, Skyla.
Mhm.
We just call her Sky. I mean, it's what families do. I don't think majority of my life I was ever called by my full name. My mom named us all what she named us,
Yep.
but we've all been called a shortened version of that name
Right. Well,
our whole
okay.
life.
My mom's side of the family, okay, James is like the patriarch's name in that family. Okay, my grandpa was James, my uncle was James, and my son is James. Okay,
Yeah.
my eldest son is James, and the oldest one still alive usually goes by James, and the
Mhm.
ones below that go by Jimmy.
Mhm.
So when my grandpa died, my uncle, and we still call him Uncle Jimmy, but you know he goes by James a lot of the time now, right?
Mhm.
And my son, his name is, you know, we call him Jimmy,
Mhm.
and he's like, I want to be called James. I'm like, can't do that. Not till your uncle dies. Sorry
Just
about it.
too late.
Too late.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, it skipped a generation. Well, my brother's middle name is James. But yeah.
Well,
'Cause
that's why my son does not go by Charles because there's too many of them.
Yep.
I have a brother named Charles. His dad's name is Charles. His
Ooh.
grandpa's name is Charles. His great grandfather's name is Charles. He has a great great grandfather named Charles, and he has another great great grandfather named Charles. It ain't happening.
Yeah.
That's too many of them. You
Like
can only shorten Charles so many times. Charles, Charlie, Chuck. w-
Gary,
No,
Gary
no.
Gary brings up a good one. He says, until you were in trouble, then you got the full name.
Oh, he gets the full name.
I never got that. If I was in big trouble, I would get, like I said, my name is Jake. Jacob is my given name, and Jake is short. I would get Jacob, but I
Yeah.
never get the first name, middle name. I never get that. Now,
No, your mom never first name, middle named you?
nope. Now,
Like in trouble?
Whoa. When they were really bad in trouble, when I was really bad in trouble, I got like
Mhm.
the stuttery going through all of the names.
Well, that's anger naming.
That's anger naming. I wouldn't get the Jacob Ivan. I would get the Charlie, Chris, Jake. That's what I would get.
Yeah.
So, especially from my grandma. My grandma did it bad. She would go through all of my aunts and uncles and my dad and my cousins and then get to me. I'd be
Yeah,
like the
I do
last one.
that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm famous for that. And I'm really famous for the child that has angered me that is younger than the other child, and they're reminding me of that other child. They're
Yup.
getting the name of the child that they're reminding me
Yep.
of.
If I
Yeah.
got my cousin, one of my cousins, I knew I was in bad trouble because he was like the bad kid.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay. You're like, "Oh, man, I really screwed
Or
up then if they're calling me
my
that."
grandma really was mad, she's like, you're just like your father right now.
Oh.
And that's when I knew I was in bad trouble. Because my dad was like, looking back and hearing his story, especially now as an adult, wasn't that bad a kid.
Mhm.
Right? All things considered, it was the 60s. Basically in the 60s, if you fucking did anything wrong, you're a bad kid, right? But man, my grandma would that was like, I'm so disappointed in you. You're just like your father right now. And that was just like, that was the knife that cut deep.
See, and I don't
Mhm.
do that with my kids when I'm angry. The thing I do with my kids is when they're doing something that I consider stupid,
Ooh.
and I go, "Oh, you must get that from your dad."
Mm-hmm. Oh,
That's my thing.
Jenna says she's the
I-
only granddaughter on both sides of the family. Oh, that
Oh,
you could have
pressure.
literally,
That's a lot of
she could have
pressure.
literally murdered people. She could have
They'd be
murdered
like,
her
"It's
cousins.
okay. She's the granddaughter. She's the
Uh-huh.
only girl. It's okay. We forgive her. Isn't she
Yep.
precious?
Oh,
Pat
she's
her on
so
the head.
sweet. You could have
She's
gotten
a
away.
girl."
Did you get away with murder? Maybe not actual murder, but did you get away with a lot? I
Yeah,
can
I
imagine.
bet she did. I bet she did.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure. Honestly, I probably could have. I was, well, on my mom's side of the family, my brother and I were the only grandkids. So we got
Oh.
away with quite a bit.
Well, for years and years, my boys, my two sons, were the
Oh,
only boys
yeah.
in the grandchildren, and they are the only first generation grandchildren of my mom's grandkids. Now she has boys that are great grandkids now, but
Mhm.
my boys forever. I mean, the uncles had daughters, then so of course my boys got away with all kinds of stuff. Ugh,
She,
even.
she just, oh, that sucks.
Uh-oh.
She didn't get away with anything because she was the oldest. Oh.
That's no fun.
You know what though? I think so I look at my son. Okay, so I was one of my brother's younger than I am, but other than that, of my cousins on my dad's side, I was one from the bottom. But I was the first one to have a kid. Right? So my grandmother loved my son. He was like the jewel of her crown, man. That kid could have literally done nothing wrong within her eyes, right? But oof. I had to raise my brother.
Being the oldest
sucks.
and being the only girl. I can't imagine. That would have been crazy.
Jenna says she had to raise her brother and her mother who drank too much. You know what, going back to Jimmy, my 3 oldest kids, all of their moms fought addiction, and they're actually all passed away. My ex-wives, both of them have now passed away from addiction, and that's tough. Like, I know my son has a lot of resentment and a lot of carryover from that time. And so, dude, that sucks. I feel so badly for children of that environment, right? Like,
I got lucky. My dad got sober when I was probably 10
mm-hmm.
and never drank again. And I got really lucky. I mean, and I barely remember his drinking days.
Right.
I mean, barely remember. My older brother and sister, I'm sure, remember a lot more than I do. And I can't even imagine living with that well into teen years and adulthood. I mean,
Right.
it just got to be hard.
Yep. Well, and like Dick said, Jimmy is a good kid even through all that. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, I mean, he had a good dad. At least one of his parents was good.
Didn't.
Oh,
because here, no, hold on, stop. And I'll say why. Because I wasn't around until he was 13, because I don't know if you've ever dealt with addicts or a lot, but they don't really have like a permanent address or like, you know what I mean? Like she bounced around a lot. So I didn't get the opportunity to see him and have him on the summer and do the things that I would have liked to have done until she lost her rights because of her addiction. Right.
So he's just a good damn kid.
He is a really good kid. He's so fucking
good.
He's kind of socially awkward because of that lifestyle that he led when in those formative years. But he's so smart, and he really is a good kid. Dick said he could have picked a better service. Yeah, he probably could have went in the Marine Corps. I tried to get him. You know what? Marine Corps recruiter never called him back, or else he probably fucking would have. Anyway, he said his father was murdered due to drug addiction. Dude, that sucks. That sucks. I you know what? Like, I feel so badly for children of that, because I never encountered that as a child. My dad was a teacher. My mom was a stay-at-home mom for a long time, and then she worked at Walmart for full-time for a million years. We just had like a normal little family. We did. And so I never experienced, I had such a sheltered little life growing up, man. Kid me, I was fucking the poster child of like Wonder Bread and fucking small town Iowa. Really? I didn't experience any of that shit until I fucking went to basic training. I went to boot camp in San Diego. I'm like, and listening to people tell stories about like literally getting the shit beat out of them by their parents. Like, fuck, dude, I don't know what to do with that. My dad would get mad, but I didn't fucking get literally whipped. You know, like, fuck, dude. So, and then
I never had any of those problems.
But then going
I got
through,
lucky. I had a good kid life.
Mm-hmm. But like my son, well, his mom just died, but when he was 13, she lost her rights. And so he came to live with me. And then my daughters are just over a year apart. Right. And my oldest daughter, Rachel, she had just turned 11, and my youngest daughter was just fixing to turn 10. Like 2 days before her 10th birthday. No, they're a year, a week, and a day apart. On the 20th, she died on like the 30th. So my daughter just had her 11th birthday, and my other one was getting ready to turn 10. And that was tough. And they actually had like one of the funeral services on my daughter's 10th birthday.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I mean,
my
like,
grandson's 12, and I can't imagine him having to go through that.
Yep, that was a
age.
rough time, man. It was tough on everybody. And we sit here and talk about tax returns and kind of joke about the money, but that's a big reason that those women wanted those kids. I said, hey, give me the girls, I'll take them. I told Megan that a couple times because that was after Jimmy came to live with me, and I was like, you're struggling with shit, like, just come live with me. The girls can come stay with me. You take care of your shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not.
And she wasn't having it.
Nope, she wasn't having it.
Because she needed
needed
claim
that.
them. She
Well,
didn't have them.
and then she would get other assistance that she wouldn't normally get if you're just like a single person. You don't get things like Medicaid and rent assistance and all that other shit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Government don't help you when you're alone.
Wow. Jenna said her teenagers are Irish twins, and her brother and her are as well. And my mother is an actual twin. That's crazy.
Woo! My daughters, my older two daughters, are Irish twins. They are 11 months and 3 days apart.
Yep. Mine are a year, a week, and a day apart.
Cool.
We call, and my stepdaughter, the three of them together, we call them the Irish triplets because they're only like 2 years apart in all three of them.
Oh.
So it's kind of.
So what is a true Irish twin? Is it
I think
within a year?
I think it's within a year.
Okay.
I think is the actual definition of it.
Because
or
like
maybe
my
it's 13
brother and
months.
my brother and I are 15 months apart. And then I think my boys are 22 months apart, but like my girls are 11 months and 3 days.
I swear,
So
sometimes
for 27 days they're the exact same age, and they love to give each other shit.
I Google the weirdest shit because of this fucking radio shit. Okay.
I watch the weirdest movies now because of it.
I know. Yeah, oh shit. Okay, so according to Google, okay, and this is, it's a noun, Irish twin, plural twins, rare / offensive, either part of siblings born less than 12 months apart, especially if born with the same calendar year or school year, or born less than 1 year apart.
Oh, okay. So then my daughter's definitely, because one is December 30th of 90, the other is December 3rd of 91.
Yep.
So
okay,
yeah.
While the typical definition of Irish twins is two children spaced 12 or fewer months apart, people do sometimes use the term more loosely to include children born 13, 14, or even 15 months apart, particularly if the children end up in the same grade in school.
Yeah, see, me and my brother didn't end up in the same grade.
No.
Because I had a summer birthday and he had a September birthday. So they held him back a year because we moved from like Illinois to Texas, and they had different start dates.
Yep.
So we ended up not being in the same school year at all. So,
yep.
But my daughters for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Her teenagers are born August 1st and 2nd. Wow. That's we're almost right at. You were aiming for that one. My daughters are March 22nd and March 30th. So year, a week, and a day. So
very cool.
Yep. And they're good kids. My daughters are pretty good kids. They're so different now. Forever they were like younger versions of each other. And now they've got such cool personalities and they're so different. Like my older daughter she just got, so last weekend they had State 1 acts. Her play she was a director. She went to state.
Oh, cool.
And they won whatever, they're ranked like 1 through 5 or whatever. She got their play got the top ranking that they could get. I think only 3 AA schools got that. And hers was one of them. So yeah, they did amazing. And then my other daughter's like a soccer jock, and like she got like weightlifter of the month or some shit like that. Yeah, so
very nice.
But such
we
different
had calm
people.
Time.
Had
it's
what?
Crazy when they're that close and they're that different.
Yes. Yep.
My girls are total opposites, total and complete opposite.
Yep.
I mean, they look like me.
Mm-hmm.
They're both my little mini-me's, but the one never had a desire to join the military, had kids young, and works and lives here local. The other and she was involved in a whole lot of stuff in school.
Yep.
The younger one was involved in everything in school, and she joined the military. Obviously, she's in the Coast Guard, and she waited until she was a bit older to have kids, and Yeah, so they are, and even the things that they like and they're into. I mean, yeah, you know they're related by a lot of stuff, but they are same thing, complete different personalities.
Oh yeah.
They're both funny as hell.
I like how mine are different though. It makes me happy that they're butting into their own people. If that makes any sense, that makes me happy at them. I have their
8 years apart, 3 kids, 8 years apart. What the? That's Were you trying to have children in your house until you're 80? 3 kids, 8 years apart.
oh my little one
Ugh.
is Maddie is, let's see, Jocelyn is a 10th grader and Maddie's a first grader, so 9 years apart.
Well, my daughter's fixing to kind of go through that. She's got a 12-year-old. She's got one that's about to be 6, and then she's about to pop one out in March.
Right.
So
Well,
all
and
her kids are 6 years apart.
my wife and I have together, like, my so my oldest Jimmy, he's he's in the Army, he's done, and then her oldest is in college in North Dakota. Her next one, Tori, just graduated. She is going to college. She graduated at semester. Then Rachel's a junior. Jocelyn's a sophomore. And then
you have the gap.
Then we have a little gap because she has 2 in that middle. She has a 7th grader and a 5th grader, and then we have the youngest who's a 1st grader. So we do have a little bit. I mean, we've since Jimmy graduated in 2020, and then Matt graduated in 21. Okay. And then Tori graduated, well, technically in 22. And then we'll have 2 more coming up real soon.
Y'all busy.
Yeah.
Oh, June, you have a kid June 30th? Oh, Dick, I'm a June 30th baby. Oh, June 30th. That kid's going to be hell
Does he
on
even?
wheels.
Do you even have a paycheck in June, Dick? They just paying.
Probably not.
All he's doing is buying Christmas presents.
Well, my kids are you ready?
Uh-huh.
He thinks he's got it hard. Mine are December 3rd, December 3rd, December 30th, and my 28-year-old just had his birthday yesterday,
Wow.
February the 7th.
Wow.
So I've got one who's not in December. And let's top that off. My oldest grandchild's birthday is December 3rd. So don't even talk to me in December at all, ever. No one should talk to me.
Dick said he just rents a community pool and does one party. That's the way to go.
I tried to celebrate all the December birthdays at Christmas, and they basically told me to fuck off and go to hell. So I'm not allowed to do that anymore.
Nope, I can't do that with Jimmy. Now, because his birthday is December 11th. But what I've done with him, as I said, you can pick. You're going to get big presents on one or the other. Pick one. I'll get you
Dick
something.
said his birthday is December 3rd.
His birthday doesn't count.
But that's the same as my kids.
Well, I know
he
that.
could be my kid.
He could be.
He probably could. How old are you?
Dick's like, what, 30? Are you 38, Dick?
Oh, no, he couldn't. My oldest is 32. I wasn't having kids that young. I mean, I was having them young. I had the first one at 19, but I wasn't having them that young.
Dick, you just turned 40. Okay. Yeah. Well, I knew he was younger than me by a little bit, but not by much.
Oh, yeah, I definitely wasn't having them at 11, so.
No, that's a little early.
Yeah, that's a little bit.
Jenna says she buys presents all year. I do the same thing for Christmas. I'll start buying Christmas presents in like June. Now, want to fuck things up? My wife's birthday is Friday. My wife's birthday is the 10th of February. And then Valentine's Day is 4 days later. And they are very distinct days and will be treated as such.
There you go. Good answer.
So
what do you do when you have a significant other or someone in your life whose birthday is on Valentine's Day? See, I have that perplexing thing.
Like on the day itself? That's a good question. I've never had that.
Well, because I dated someone whose birthday is on the 14th of February.
Fuck Valentine's Day.
But I think when it's the man whose birthday is on the 14th of February, I don't think it's as big of a deal. I think maybe if it was the woman's, it would probably. But, I don't think too many men, I mean, maybe some men do. I don't think too many men get as excited about Valentine's Day.
I really don't. I really don't, if I'm honest. I need to get my wife something really. She bought me a gun for my birthday.
Oh,
So
cool.
I have to like actually, I can't just get her like a t-shirt like happy birthday.
You gotta
You know
go
what I
all
mean?
out.
I gotta
this
get
year,
her something nice that she'll
Equivalent.
actually enjoy. Yeah.
No kitchen equipment, no vacuum cleaners, no household stuff. You're gonna have to get something really special.
I am. Which, you know what? I don't
Oh.
normally mind because, like, I try to do nice things, right?
Yeah. And
I
do you
just-
pay attention?
To her? Absolutely.
Yeah, to like, no, I'm just saying, like, have you been like listening for subtle hints? Have you been thinking like, oh, well, she's kind of been eyeballing this or that? Or is she not the kind of person that like drops hints and stuff?
She says she wants X, Y, and Z, and I forget.
Oh, well, you're gonna have that sometime.
Well, I'm just not very good at life. So that's part of the problem. I just, one of the biggest problems I have with that, though, is I kind of want to like do something on my own. Does that make sense? When she's like, I want this, I want X, Y, and Z. That's somewhat helpful, but then I just kind of feel like I want to just buy you a fucking gift. Here's $100. Go buy what you want. I don't want to do that. I feel like it needs to be a little bit of, like if she would say, I want a necklace, then I would go pick out a necklace I think she'd like. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Instead of,
So you want to know the general idea, but
Yes.
you don't want to know the exact thing.
Yes, because then I feel like I had some sort of say in what she got. Some say in the
I
gift.
get that.
Yeah.
I get that. That's good thinking.
I mean, I try. I'm not very, like I said, I'm not very smart. She went, and it was totally surprising to me that she bought me a gun because she's not a huge, she doesn't have an issue with guns. She's not a big gun person. She doesn't know a lot about them.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really surprising to me when she came in with a pistol in a case. I was very,
cool.
I was very happy at her for that. So now I gotta try to find her something that's like nice too, so I'm not like a dick about it. You know what I mean? But I also like, I'm not very good at life, so I'm just like, okay.
It'll be all right. It'll work itself out.
I mean, or it won't. Either way,
Hopefully.
there will be.
Yeah.
But
We'll find out the Wednesday after.
oh, I'll give an update. I already have a couple little things for her. I have a
Yes,
couple
you
little
will.
things. But I will yeah. And well, she has to work on her birthday. So I feel even worse about that.
Oh, that's so sweet. My son had to work on his birthday, and I didn't give a goddamn
Yeah, that's
because his alarm woke me up every day at 7:30 in the morning, even though he doesn't need a 7:30 alarm, and I don't technically either, but he keeps forgetting to reset it on his phone.
Yeah.
And then he told me yesterday that he did reset it, and then this morning, guess what happened?
He didn't reset it.
It went off at 7:30.
Yo.
I mean, I was up, so I really didn't care, but you better fix that shit if he's listening. If you're listening, fix that crap. Turn it to 8 o'clock. I like to lay back down after the grandson goes to school at 7:15. And it's like that 15-minute window. I fall right back to sleep.
Yep.
And then I get woken up. And that child could sleep through a hurricane. He
Yep.
is in there sleeping through an alarm that is like millimeters away from his ear. And I can hear him snoring over the alarm that I can hear going off.
Yep. Heath.
It's annoying.
Heath has the best present. I'm giving the surprise D for Valentine's Day. Disappointment. Yeah, that's right, baby.
Oh, he's getting what I'm giving.
Yeah, because see, you know what? My wife would be
Or
like,
he's
oh,
giving what I'm getting.
I love it
There
when
we
they're
go.
like, oh, that 3 inches is fine. 3 inches is fine. Da, da, da. You go to Subway, do you order a 3-inch sub? No. You order the 6-inch with extra meat. Right? Just saying. Don't tell me no 3 inches is fine. It's an angry 3, but whatever. Anyway.
Well, can it hit the sides?
I don't
From what
know.
I hear
It just doesn't
from
matter.
the dick doctor on TikTok, girth
There's
matters.
a dick doctor on TikTok?
There is. Look him up. I found him last night. I went down the wormhole with that guy.
I you know
Yeah.
what? I will Google a lot of things.
He
on
tells
Facebook.
you good advice, apparently.
I am not Googling
about
the dick
peen.
doctor. Because I feel like, because you know, like when you say things, you Google something, it starts popping up in like your Facebook feed.
Oh yeah, that would probably pop up.
Yes,
Really
I
bad
don't
stuff.
need the dick doctor and his selection of ingredients or whatever popping up on my timeline.
I'll forward you his most recent TikTok.
Hey, what's going
that
on,
I
Mark? Thanks for
forwarded
showing up. We're talking about the dick doctor. He needs a single.
doctor on
He
the
needs a
TikTok.
single lady to marry. Well, sorry about it. Okay, so we went a little long. I think we're gonna take a quick break.
Yeah, because I've got to use the little ladies' room.
I do too. So we'll take a quick
It's gonna be
break.
crowded in there.
Oh, darn it. So we're gonna do that, and we will be back in about 6-7 minutes.
Yep.
All right, shots.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
Please enjoy the show. Shots.
All right. There we is. We back.
Here we are.
We back.
Hey.
Hey, so far so good. I'm not messing things up. What? Get some. There we go. So
You do it.
So he said the name of the band, and the name of the band is called Starts and Ends. That's my buddy Bubba Starts and some of his friends. He used to play out here. Now he plays East River. He did a couple stuff. Started on time. Hey, you know what, King Smith? Sometimes you gotta not start on time. We were like 5 minutes late tonight. Bug it. But you know what? So the other night, the actual King Smith, they had a little bit of technical difficulties. They got started a little late, but they had a phenomenal show. They recovered from
They
it.
did. It was great.
Fuck yeah, it was.
I was listening for a little while. It's hard for me on Sundays because of the kids with school and stuff, but it was what I heard. It was a good show.
Yeah, it was a good show. I enjoyed it. So a lot of those I don't get to listen to. Like I turn it on and then I'm doing stuff. So like
Yeah.
oftentimes this time of night I don't have a whole lot going on, right? So, but I have something going on. I'm doing dishes, or I'm cleaning up after dinner, or I'm doing whatever. So I can't like he's actually interacting. I don't have. I'm doing dishes, so I can't, or I'm doing whatever. But I like to have it going. I actually I turn it on my television. I screen share it to my television so I can hear it all the way through the house.
My old job, I worked at a retail store.
Yeah.
But closing time was when the show started.
Yeah.
So I would just stream it through the, deal at work through the Alexa. Try and say her name quietly so she doesn't talk back to me. And I couldn't interact with them then either because I was
you're busy.
doing work stuff.
Actually, and this is how I got started with WTF Nation Radio, and how I wish we would get back to this. Is we used to it's been a minute. We used to go out as podcasts and have a podcast, right? And when I drove snowplow for the county and work and truck. I drove dump truck and / snowplow for the county. So I would spend 40 hours a week or more looking out a windshield, right? You listen to the radio long enough, it gets fucking boring, right? Even like satellite radio, you're listening to the same 10 songs 15 songs over and over again. Yeah. So that's why I started listening to podcasts, and I don't even know how it came up, but I was a fan of the webpage of Army WTF Moments. And I saw WTF Nation Radio, so I started listening to that, and it kind of progressed from there. And then I started listening to him live upon occasion, same deal, doing dishes or hanging out after work. And Flash, one of the guys used to be on, it was on Monday with Ice.
Flash.
Yeah, and he said something one night about like it's so easy, anyone can fucking do it. Da 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 da. Well, I got home from work and I've been drinking, right?
That's
So I was
how
like,
it happened.
Fuck it. And so I got on the website and I filled out the shit, and next thing I know, I was on with Minx. That's how I started. Yeah. And so thanks to the podcast and me being bored at work led it up to, I don't know, this is fucking like year 5 of me doing this. So
Well, usually I catch up on the old casts on listening to them on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'll put that on in my car.
Yep.
And I'll just listen to it when I drive, because I have to drive, all the way into San Antonio for my VA appointments.
Yep.
And traffic can be a bitch going into San Antonio now.
Yeah.
And so I can listen to an entire show, going there and back. And so usually I don't catch them at night when they're on, but I'll listen to them later so I can catch up on what everybody's been talking about, because, I hate not knowing, because they sit in and listen to our stuff and then I feel bad that I didn't get to listen to their stuff.
Well, I just I mean, like I said, I still listen during the day at work. Right. So I don't have anything. I sit in the office now. Okay. So I don't really have I listen to podcasts. The last couple weeks I've listened to other people's, because I've been on their program or they're coming on ours.
Yeah.
So next week, tentatively, we have a guest. The Extra Duty podcast. Those guys are going to come on and shoot this shit with us in the second hour next week. So at 1900 my time, 2100 Eastern, they're going to come hang out. Right. And I think what we're going to do, instead of everyone else has a list of questions and they're all like, well, When did you get started on this deal? What did you do in the army? And the la la la. I'm not like that. I'm not smart enough. Like CQ is brilliant. His guest, his delivery, brilliant. CQ is a genius, right? And he digs so deep into these people and looks into their backgrounds and all these things. I'm not that smart. I can barely get the camera to fucking work, right? So I don't have that. I don't have that.
Well, it's not your style.
It's not.
Everybody has their own
because
style.
I'm too dumb. I love
that's
CQ.
also not who
CQ's
we
so
are.
smart. No, but and then listening. I listened to their podcast. Listened to a couple of their episodes this week, and they kind of have a real similar format to us. They get on. They have some guests on. They bullshit with them. So we're gonna do the same
Which we
thing.
like to do. We like to shoot the shit. It's what we do.
The actual King Smith says same. Even though in a producer of live streams and podcasts, he also consumes a lot at work from home, and it's more personal to me than TV shows. Absolutely.
I love podcasts.
That. Mm-hmm. Well, and
I love that stuff.
because it does. It feels like you're having a conversation. Well, that's what we do. We just sit around bullshit, right?
Yeah, we just make shit up as we go.
Fuck, dude. I remember. And this is the main difference between CQ and I. Okay, and I remember when I was on with Minx, she'd have like a couple things when she'd come on. You know, we behind the scenes thing. You get on about 15 minutes before the show starts, kind of bullshit about what the show's going to be. That was a lot what Minx and I would do. Just hey, we're going to talk about this. Hey, I saw this is kind of funny, and I got this meme. It's kind of funny. Da 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 da. Right.
And I listen to y'all a lot.
See,
I don't know if you remember me back then, but I'm friends with her.
Oh, fucking Jay
in
Reddy.
real
I miss
life.
Jay. Maybe we should have Jay Reddy on as a guest.
He told me he'd come on anytime I wanted him to.
He's so good at this, though. He's gonna make me look.
I'll
like an idiot.
message him. I'll message him and get him to come on.
Yeah,
we'll get him on in a couple weeks.
but CQ his first shows, he had like a big like show notes, and he had this big like fancy like spreadsheet and everything, and he's just so much more organized and talented than I am. You know what I mean? And
everybody's got their own style.
Well, and it was really hard too when we first started, him and I, because he was so knowledgeable about the content of what he wanted to bring. I was not. So when he first started, he thought I was up to speed on all the Marvel movies and DC Comics and all of the things, right? I was not. I was not at all. I hadn't even seen all the Marvel stuff. I have sense, and I've become kind of a little bit more of a nerd about it. He brought me into that nerd sphere, right? But also, we didn't have that chemistry at first because he came in thinking I knew all these things, so he wanted to discuss them at like an adult level, where I was at like a kindergarten level. You know what I mean? But we learned how to adjust fire on that, and I became the unpop cultured. Well, he was the pop cultured, and it played really well.
Well, if it makes you feel any better,
Yeah.
I know zill about some of the stuff that you talked about in the first couple episodes when you're talking about like the military stuff that's very combat related.
Yeah.
So I did some Googling.
Oh no.
And I've done some researching, and I'm a little more up on that. I mean, you got to think, I worked the medical side of the house.
Right.
I worked the admin side of the house. I did not deploy to a combat zone.
Right.
I did not get my feet wet with that kind of stuff. Yes, I have basic military combat knowledge, but I don't know a lot of the stuff that you know. So, you know, everybody starts at a different point.
Yep.
And then you just kind of mesh it all together. And you guys brought yours to where it was, and we're bringing ours to where it needs to be.
Well,
and I like your style.
yeah,
Your
and-
style's like my style.
Exactly. It works really well. I'm glad that we play well off each other, and it works. And our guests, and I really do like fucking all you guys in the chats. All James Pratt and Heath Barlow and Branko, everyone, like, and Dick too. Like, you guys all bring content to the show. And I really do appreciate that, because like we're here for you guys, and it's nice that you guys interact with us, and we try to have fun. This is fun. It's supposed to be fun.
I love all the banter and the back and forth and the things that everybody brings up.
Just try calling Jay Reddy, didn't answer. Well, maybe he's listening.
That bastard.
Well, but okay, but back to your saying that you don't have that combat experience, right? That's fine.
Oh yeah,
That works out great.
I'm not
because-
ashamed of it.
Well, and John Owl is great. I do. My first show was with Owl. My very first show on WTF Nation Radio was with Owl. I do like John. Him and I are very different people, as far as his demeanor, and he's so calm and like everything. I don't know if you ever listened to Owl or not. He's very calm and very almost tantric with the way he is, and he's great. He's a great person. Him and I are very, very different. I'm very. My wife says I'm gonna get butt cancer because I'm so high strung and I just want to choke people, and I start screaming at people when they're getting on the interstate at 45 miles an hour, and I want to stick my pistol out the window and put a couple rounds through their back window. That's not John Owl at all. And so the first show, it was Owl and Pookie and I. And it was a very different show, and it was I struggled a lot with that show. I wish I could find it. I wonder if I go back through the stuff if I could find it, because I'm sure it was. And my first, I had not even a laptop. I had like the little, it's like a tablet almost, and a regular headset, like a regular kind of like my gaming headset. And I was in my garage in like January with the fucking Rosebud heaters on, trying to fucking warm me up. That fucking setup was fucking whack, dude. Because I had so many kids, I didn't have my private space. My first 3 shows were like in my garage, man. That sucked. Uninsulated, unheated garage in January in South Dakota. Fuck that.
Oh, Lord. Nope.
But you know, I didn't have a camera. I didn't have nothing. I didn't start doing camera until CQ. I didn't do camera.
Well, if I didn't have my high-speed son, I wouldn't have
Mm-hmm.
none of what I got right now. So,
well, I tell you, the production value of all of our shows, and like Heath could probably vouch for this. Cause can too.
From watching in the past.
We've come a long way in the last 5-6 years, and I think we put out
definitely.
Everyone else puts out a quality program. I'm trying to keep up, but everyone else puts out a quality. Cause's stuff is just, but Cause has been doing this forever, and he puts out a really good show. And like I said, the real King Smith was good. Oh, I got a half hour late. Fucking, you still made a good show. You made a good quality program. That's good, dude. He's great. Yeah. CQ puts out great stuff. Ice too. Like Ice has been doing this forever. So, I mean, it's hard for me to hold a candle to the stuff that they can do, but I'm trying.
Hey, we're on number 5, man.
We are on number 5, and people are still showing up, and we're having a blasty blast, and I'm having fun.
So
fuck it.
So I got a new shirt.
Yes. But
now tonight's shirt's not offensive.
I don't care.
Tonight's shirt is in honor of an amazing freaking woman. Tonight's shirt is a little shout out to somebody. So my shirt tonight says, and I'm gonna have to read it upside down. It says victim with a line through it, and then it says hero, and it says no one is coming to save you. Be your own hero. And this is a little shout out to prior service Navy. Her name is Janae Sergio, and she wrote a book called Perfectly Flawed. And let me tell you what, if you guys have not read this book, get it, read it. Freaking outstanding. I read it in one night. I couldn't put it down. It does have some trigger warnings. But she lays out her time prior to the service and her time in the service, and this woman went through some shit. And I would love to get her on here one day and just have her come and shoot the shit with us. I got a great chance to meet her, and she is freaking amazing. She is a great supporter of homeless teens, homeless in general, homeless vets. She is a supporter of MST survivors. She is a fucking badass, and I just had to. I had to. I wore her shirt today to work. I was at the HEB, had a couple people ask me about it. I always plug her stuff whenever I run into anybody. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. She wrote a book. She's great. She's wonderful. She's fucking awesome.
Yep.
Just you get a chance, check her out. She's freaking great.
What's the name of the book?
It is Perfectly Flawed.
Okay.
A veteran's journey from homelessness to hero. She literally joined the military from a homeless shelter or a secondary homeless home, but it's a great read. It's a great read, and she's just a badass. She's
Man, I think
freaking badass.
after the shows, if you sure she
I'll
has a-
put it up on the page.
yeah, put it up on the page because I would love
Mhm.
to share that, and then I kind of want to read it too. I'll
Yeah,
download it.
it's awesome. It's freaking awesome. It's a great read. It's a really great read.
And I love I love these books. But I read, unfortunately, a lot.
Oh, I read a ton. Oh,
And
way too much probably.
I know that's
But I'm cool.
probably not the most popular opinion amongst my Marine Corps friends, but I do read.
For someone who calls himself stupid all the time. Ugh.
I do. I'm dumb as fuck, but I still read. There's a difference. There is a difference between being educated and being smart.
True story. True story.
So that is a thing. So she's look who's in the Janae's in the chats.
Is my girl here?
Yep, she's in the chats.
Yay!
The
I
actual
did give her a little
Kingsmith
heads up.
said that he bought the book but haven't read it yet. Janae,
Read it.
I will
Read it. I could not put it down.
Hold
I've
on.
I've read it twice actually. I reread it this
Can
past
you order it on
weekend.
Amazon?
I believe you can.
All right, I'm looking right now.
I was lucky enough to get it from her.
Well, I will
Hot Little
I will
Hands,
gladly purchase it.
and I have a cool little pen, and I have a cool little bookmark from her, and she's freaking awesome, and her kids are freaking awesome, and her husband's freaking awesome, and she's just awesome.
All right.
She's awesome.
I am buying it right now. I had just purchased it, paperback.
Oh, you're the best. She's just a badass. I cried in it. I rooted for her. My son probably wanted to check on me and see if I was okay. There were times when I was reading it and I was just like, ah, and it's just, I just, woohoo. And I mean, and I learned a lot about the Navy reading it. I mean, she goes into detail about stuff that I had no
Oh,
idea.
maybe we should ask her. Well, she's probably doesn't give a shit about the about the promotion
Navy
system.
stuff,
Where
the
does
Navy promotion stuff.
yeah,
Do
she's
they
like
only
I don't.
test out, or do you do boards? We have questions.
Yep.
Inquiring minds
Here's the
want to
link.
know.
She just shared the link.
Oh, awesome.
And I did. It was on. I ordered it off Amazon, Janae. I hope that's okay. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I'll have to read it.
It's great. It's like I said, I've already read it twice, and I'll read it again. I'm
We still
sure.
talking about a book.
It's good.
Yes, we're still talking about the book. Sorry, Captain Wayne. I'm reading a book right now called The Rifle. Have you seen that?
I have not.
It is
but now I have
it is
another book.
it
I
was a
already-
guy. He was a Marine Corps veteran.
Mhm.
Fought in Fallujah,
Mhm.
and he bought an M1 Grand, and he started talking to his neighbor down the street.
Mhm.
And his neighbor down the street was on like Peleliu in World War II.
Oh,
And
okay.
so he took it upon himself to go and talk to as many World War II veterans as he could before they passed away.
Oh, see, now that touches
And
my heart.
did like an
'cause, you know, my
interview,
granddad was.
and he did interviews with these guys and gals.
Oh,
And
that's cool.
and then he took this M1 Grand and had them autograph it. Because M1 was the battle rifle of the Second World War.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's got this rifle and he has all these guys that sign it and stuff. And then he goes and he talks to all these different World War II veterans, couple of
Mhm.
Medal of Honor winners and stuff. And it's just it. And so it's those veterans telling their story to this guy. And then in like in the preface of the book, he's talking about how lost he felt. And how this book gave him, one, a sense of purpose, and then two, a mouthpiece for these guys who are, you know, in their 90s or triple digits by now.
Mhm.
And it helped him kind of cope with his stuff by talking to this older generation of veterans, and it's a very, very good book. So that's the one I've been reading lately, and it's a very, very, very good book. So if you are into that
I'll
kind
have
of
to,
stuff,
yeah, I'll have to
it's
definitely.
it's called The Rifle, and I don't recall the author's name right now. Is upstairs. The book is, but it's a very, very, very actually. Hold on, it's right here.
Oh, they found it.
It's by Andrew Biggio. Sorry, I don't have an actual bookmark.
Oh, cool.
I use an envelope because I'm poor and I don't have a bookmark. But yeah,
Hey, mine was a freebie, so
so it's
don't think I wouldn't be using like a pair of panties if I didn't have a bookmark, because I would.
but the one of the guys he interviewed was Herschel Woody Williams. He's a Medal of Honor recipient.
Oh, nice.
It's called The Rifle:
There's-
Combat Stories from America's Last World War II Veterans Told Through an M1 Grand. And I don't know if you
I
can
just-
see on the thing how it's all signed. He has all the guys sign
That's
it.
cool.
So he does. It's a really cool book. So
There's a guy here local in town that interviewed my granddad,
Mhm.
and he got a bunch of guys that he interviewed to sign an old Kevlar
Yeah.
helmet.
Mhm.
And I have a picture of the helmet that my granddad signed with all the other signatures on it. I'll have to get that picture so that we can show it sometime on air. It's really cool. My granddad was pretty fucking cool.
Right.
That old man. I like to talk about him a lot because I miss him, for one, and for two, he was a badass.
Oh, I wish I had a better copy of this from Janae. Thank y'all for the book love. Here's the Amazon link. And I wish I could screenshot that and put it on the page. I really do appreciate you showing up, Janae. Thank you for that. And hopefully you got at least one cell. I bought it. So hopefully some more people will buy it and read it too. That's I don't know. I haven't read it, so I can't say I love your story, but I'm from everyone.
I do. I
It
freaking love her story.
It sounds exciting.
If you could just think of horrible, awful, awful things that could happen to a child, any child, by their parents, by their siblings, by their teachers, by just anyone, just awful, horrible things, and then taking that and then turning that into a strength,
Mhm.
and then just overcoming it and becoming the baddest badass, and just making that horrible, awful stuff a better place in their life going forward. That's what this story is. And it's true life. She overcame so much, and she didn't overcome these things like in the middle of Podunk, Kentucky. She overcame these things in Hollywood, freaking California. I mean,
Wow.
she was in the shittiest places ever. And she had so much stuff. I mean, and like I said, I reread it this weekend so it would be fresh in my mind because it was months ago that I got the book originally. And just reading it again, it just tugged at my heart. I just wanted to scoop her up and hug her and and put her back together. But she put herself back together. I mean,
She
she's
doesn't need you
just
or
a
me to
badass.
put herself back together. She did that. She fucking did
She
that
did
shit
it.
on her own. That's awesome.
She did. She
That's
did it. She did it, and she is just made
she's built
everyone.
different.
If anybody ever needs a role model, this woman right here
I love
is
it.
that person. She's just great. She's great. She's great.
That's awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the book. I already
Yeah.
ordered. I'm excited for it. And then you know what? Give me like a week or two, and then Janae, we should have you come on. If you'd come on, that'd be great. Are you already working on her, TZ?
I've made little hints.
Okay. Well, I'm not.
So
This is not subtle at all. I would love to have you on our show, please. So
yeah, I would definitely love her to come on.
yeah, that'd be great.
It would be great. She's so easy to talk to, fun, great, wonderful. And I've seen her on a few other people's, shows, and she's just great. She's great.
I love it. I love it.
We had the best time that night when we all hung out.
Oh man. See, this is you guys are all in Texas. You guys get all hang out and like do fun shit. I'm like, Yeah, she'd love to come back on. She's been on WTF before. Let's do it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
she was. I think she was on with Ice, right?
I'm
Today
sure.
was it
I
with
don't-
Ice?
Hold on. Let
I
me.
think it was with
I
Ice.
just ordered it. Let me see when it's going to come in and give me like how long a book is it?
It is 200 and
Okay. Well,
18 pages.
here's what I'm going to say. So that's a good probably couple days read. I
Unless you're me and I read it in the night.
well now my copy is estimated to arrive on February 16th. Okay. So we'll give a chance to read it. And we will she's on with Ice and Cause.
Oh wow, she was
Wow.
on with both of them.
So,
Well, then now we definitely have to have her because I
Yep.
definitely have to.
thanks for coming
outtake
on,
both
King
of
Smith.
them.
Thanks for being here, buddy. He's headed to the bed. He's at 3:30 airport run. Dude, that sucks. Maybe
Ooh,
it sucks.
better
I guess I
him
don't
than
know where
me.
you're flying to. Might be fuck cool as shit, but no. But yeah, give me something towards the end of February. Well, do you have contact info
We'll
for
get
her?
with her.
Yeah.
I've got her deets. I'll
If you've
get with
got her
her.
deets, yeah, I'll let you handle that.
Yeah, you let
And-
me know when you're done, and then we'll coordinate.
Yeah, because I want to read it because I don't want to be uninformed. I feel like that is a horrible. If she's got such an amazing story,
Oh yeah, you want to read it.
so
You
the extra duty podcast is coming on next week. Okay, like I said, I've been listening. They are very much like us. I mean, I'm sure maybe he's got some show notes or he knows the guys he's talking to or whatever, but it's very much shoot the shit, have a good time, da 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 da. They kind of bullshit about what they do. She's got an actual story. I don't want to come in uninformed. Be like, dude, oh, how's it being homeless? Oh, imagine that sucks. I don't want to do that. Like, that sounds stupid. So I want to be informed, Janae, when you come on. So give me a chance to read the book, please, and then we'll absolutely do it. We'll absolutely have you on. And yeah, maybe we'll get some more books out there for you and everything else. Help you spread your word. I love that. I love when veterans, we reach out to help each other and we can like help share our experiences and everything like, and I don't know, like for me, it's therapeutic to kind of share some of that stuff. And
Oh yeah.
And I'm sure, she went through all the trouble of writing and editing and publishing a book. So it's probably super, super helpful to her and all the things. And if she's got that amazing a story, I want to do it the justice it deserves. So,
And being a female veteran and also being an MST survivor, her story, it gave me a lot of strength, and it was something that I could relate to. And seeing someone that had the fucking balls to share their story in print
yep.
for God and everyone. I mean, it's one thing for me to come on here and we got a handful of people here and me say, yeah, I'm an MST survivor,
Mhm.
you know, but my full story isn't out there. But man, her full fucking story is out there. And that's a big deal for me.
Yep.
That makes me feel like, you know what, if she can fucking do it, maybe I can fucking do it.
Absolutely. And if we can, I'm not going to say convince people because I don't want to try to, people don't need convincing, but if you can
Yeah.
show people that they're not alone.
Yeah. And
that
if it
all
can
the-
help one person, one person.
Exactly. And that's why I do this every week. Is if me sharing my story or you sharing your story, or if we can have her on to share hers, or fucking bullshitting about all the little bullshit stuff we do. We talk about little things. I can't like stress enough that if we can help kind of bring one person back from the edge or make them feel like they're not alone, or show them that they're not alone, but there's
And make things relatable.
and in the mental health aspect of all of the things. Okay. I think that it's been my experience, the people who I know that have committed suicide. And I talked about this with the guys before, like the people who I know that have reached that point were isolated and they felt alone and they felt like there was nothing. Right. So if what we do can help open those guys and gals up to show that there is light, that we are helping people in some way, shape, or form. No matter,
Someone's there to listen. Someone's there. as a sounding board, or someone's just there for you to hear that they've been there too,
Yep.
and that there is life
Yep.
still. There's something else out there. Things can get better. It's
Yep.
never going to go away, but for fuck's sake, it can get
It
better.
can get better, and
You can overcome.
and you can reach out to others, and yep, we do. Like she said, like Jenny said, we heal through helping others. Absolutely, I do myself. And I'm sure not everyone's like that. Richard says, watch the podcast I did on Fall River Raw yesterday. Let me write that down. I want to. Fall River Raw. Look at me. I'm just finding all kinds of. I need a better organization system. Is what I need.
I'll get you one of those jot pads. Have you seen those? My
I just-
grandson's got one.
I have just a fucking notepad.
Well, it's this little jot pad. It's super cool, and you write on it with this little pen, almost like those funky little things you had when you were a kid, and then when you swipe across, it disappears. But this one, you write on it, and then when you take a picture of it with your phone, it saves it into your notes. It's like super cool and cute, and I have one, and I love it.
So let's see.
It keeps me organized because if I don't write shit down at work, I have Post-it notes everywhere. I'm pretty sure my coworkers think I'm insane
Probably
because of all the Post-it notes.
I don't do that as much anymore because my Post-it notes suck, and so they keep falling off. And then so what I've got on my desk is like a clear piece of plastic, right? And then I slide my Post-it notes underneath there because they won't stick to my shit. Jenna Dawn said she says whatever the fuck she wants. Free will trumps any laws made by humans, eh? But what the fuck do I know? I mean, you're entitled to that, 100%. I agree. I 100% agree. And I want this to be I'm not gonna say a fucking safe space. I'm not saying that whatsoever. But if you come in here and as long as you're not racist or some shit like that, you can say whatever the fuck you want to say in the smoke pit. 100%. As long as it's not like a truly, truly offensive. And I think we all fucking know where that line is. Right. Or when you cross it, I would hope. Like, we are all humans and we all, deserve to be treated with respect in this place. But if you have something that you need to say to get it off your chest, 100% is the fucking place to do it.
Yeah. And if you don't think you can do it in the chat, please hit one of us up.
Yep.
I've tagged myself on Facebook with my real name.
Yep.
My real Facebook page.
Yep.
Please feel free, reach out to me in a private message.
Yep.
Go into the WTF Nation Radio page and ask for TZ. Say, hey, I need to get a hold of TZ. I need to talk to her. I got something. They will get a hold of me. They will let me know, hey, so and so is reaching out to you. They've got something serious to talk about. We're here for you.
Yep.
That's what we're here for in the end. Bottom line.
And here's the deal. She said, people say you're fucking crazy. If you want to be crazy, dude. I don't know if you're crazy or not. I don't fucking know.
Oh, please.
And who am I to fuck? I promise you, I done crazy shit. I'm not gonna call anybody fuck crazy. If you need legit mental help and it's above my pay grade, I will tell you, hey, I am not a medical professional. I am not a professional. You need to seek professional help, and I will help you find that help. But if you just need to shoot the shit, fucking hit me up. Hit me up. I won't think you're crazy. I promise you, nothing that you can tell me will shock me.
Nope, same. And trust me, if people say you're crazy, you have not met me in person yet. I am crazy, but I am medicated.
Yep. So
people know, and I'm not afraid to speak my mind. I'm the person that you come to when you want to know the truth. You don't want it sugar-coated. You don't want it half-assed. If you want to know something, you honestly and seriously want to know the answer, come to me. If you don't want to know the answer, if you don't really want to know something, please don't ask me, because I'm going to fucking tell you the truth.
Yep.
I don't bullshit.
I don't give a fuck.
Never have, never will. I'm too fucking old. Too fucking old to not say
here's
the
the other
truth.
thing too. Like, I'm here to fucking help you, but if you're like, whatever, fucking boss you. Like, I'll do what I can, but I can't like, if you think I'm a fuck, I'm probably a fuck. I don't know. If I can't be helpful, I'm not helpful, but I'm sure going to try. So, but I don't know. Fuck it. Yeah, Dick, I 100% know you speak your mind. That's why we call you Dick. This motherfucker just he'll say, he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't give a shit what people think. Dick, that shit just falls out of Dick's face. 100%. That's why Dick and I have been friends for so long. So him and I were friends in the first fucking place. That and he was parking his motorcycle in the fucking in his barracks
In the room.
room.
It's for the hail. He didn't want hail
Fuck, I
damage.
remember me and him fucking pushing a recycling bin. And the recycle we had one of our gunnies, one of my gunnies retired, and we were living in the barracks. And you know, like the big green recycling bins, fucking keg fits perfect in there. And we had it.
Oh,
And we're fucking pushing this keg around through the barracks, knocking on the fucking door. And I think he was pushing it, and I was pouring cups. And whoever'd answer the fucking door, I'd give him a fucking beer and be like, "Hey, we're gonna be at the quarterdeck here in a little bit." And yeah, that was so fucking heavy. That was great. We went to we fucking were pushing up the stairs and shit. But those green recycling bins fit a keg perfect, and like fucking full of ice water. God, that thing was amazing. That was such a good idea. Oh well, what else did I have on the Facebook page we want to talk about? Let me see.
I don't know.
I
What
don't
did
know.
you
We
have?
talked about the taxes, the tax monies.
Filter was not issued. I do not have a filter either, Dick. I have zero filter. Anybody who knows me in real life will tell y'all I have zero filter.
Yeah, fuck
I
a
don't give a
filter.
damn. My children, and I'd love to be able to say that I embarrass my children. No.
My kids
I have
don't give a
raised my
fuck.
children to the point where nothing I say or do embarrasses them. They are so used to it, but they are the same freaking way that I am. Because we don't put up with shit. We don't put up with shit. We don't take shit. We don't give a damn.
Let's see here. What else?
What'd you find? What'd you find?
Well, I had so one of them was I wanted to talk about LNs, local nationals,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I share that on I might have showed on my radar page about local nationals, and talking about how fucking crazy them bitches are. Go to my radar page because I didn't share it on the right one because I'm fucking stupid. And I can call myself fucking stupid because I'm self-defeating. All right, so it's the have you seen Full Metal Jacket?
Years ago, yeah.
And it's it
I
says
think someone made me watch it right before I went into basic on purpose.
there. I'm gonna because I'm not good at the internets. So it says a U.S. Marine interacts with local indigenous population during Vietnam, 1968, colorized, and it's the talking about Tubuku.
Oh,
Talking
Tubuku.
to
Yeah,
a
yeah.
prostitute about being Tubuku.
Mhm.
And I said that's who's got some cool stories about local populations, the LNs, the local nationals. Like we talk about you don't have to be in a combat zone if you were anywhere, if you were in Korea or Germany or fucking Japan. I know Dick has a pretty cool story about aboriginals, the native Australians. He had a really good really good story about being in a chicken place and the little Aborigine people in there. But you went to Egypt, right?
I did go to Egypt.
You went to Bright Star. How did you get to interact with the locals at all when you were at Bright Star?
Yeah, we did.
How was that?
I learned very quickly not to pull out a cigarette
Why is
in
that?
front of the local nationals because apparently over there, if you pull out a cigarette, you are bound by God to offer one to every single person out there, whoever's with you.
Yes.
They will be extremely offended if you pull out a cigarette to smoke it and you don't give one to every single person standing there.
Hmm.
It's like a big fucking deal. So if you were a smoker, you better have a couple packs with you because our cigarettes are way better than their cigarettes were.
Yep.
Of course, they want to be around you if you're a smoker. They would gravitate to you. So that was my biggest thing over there was the cigarettes, having to give them to every single one. Now, as females over there, we were of course very cautioned because they were still real weird, about
Mhm.
women, and having to wear long sleeve shirts the whole time and couldn't show any skin and we couldn't go anywhere if there wasn't a male with us or at least in a group of 3 or 4 females.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was odd. They were very weird with us.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but a lot of them were very very looking us up and down and talking mad smack.
Yeah.
And you could tell. I mean, you didn't understand them all because they were speaking a different language, but You could tell what they
He
were
doesn't.
saying.
You may not be able to
Yeah.
interpret the words, but you could interpret the.
The meaning behind
Yes.
it. You could get you could understand the words. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The inflection in the voice. But the cigarette thing really threw me because that was weird. And the
Oh.
Germans didn't want to speak German. When we were in Germany, I wanted to learn how to speak German. My grandparents are German.
Yeah.
And they never really spoke it around us. And I wanted to learn how to speak German. And so all the Germans, I wanted them to speak German with me, and they didn't want to do it. No, they wanted to speak English. No, speak English. I want to learn English. I want to speak better English. I want to be more American.
My kid was telling me about
So
that.
yeah, it's all about speaking English. They don't want you
Mhm.
to speak German to them. They want you to speak English to them. They want to work on their English.
Yeah.
So I really didn't learn any. I knew a couple cuss words, and that was about
That's
it.
like me in Spanish. It's like I know curse words. I don't really know. I know some junkyard backdoor fucking Spanish, but I don't know actual. I couldn't actually have a conversation with people in Spanish.
Oh yeah, me neither. And I live in
Unless-
Texas.
Yeah.
I can ask for a beer for the bathroom and
Mhm.
for the beach.
Yep.
And that's pretty much the extent of my Spanish.
And for
all the
some
cuss
reason,
words.
every time you take one of those classes, you have to learn what a library is. Who the fuck goes to a library? Sounds fucking dumb as shit. I don't need to know library. Where's bathroom?
I can El Baño.
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
Uh,
like when I took Russian, one of the first fucking words we learned was biblioteca, fucking library. Who the fuck goes to library? Fuck a library. I don't go to a
Everybody
library.
wants to know about
No.
the library.
Mm-hmm. Fuck a library.
Mumbai stinks. Why does Mumbai stink?
I don't know. I've never been to Mumbai.
Me neither. I know that the Turkish cab drivers in Germany stink really bad. Like you don't want to be in the back seat of a taxi cab in the summer if your driver is Turkish. It's disgusting. It's horrible.
That
They
sounds.
they do not
No.
use deodorant. None.
No,
Zero.
no. Well, but okay, we had. I don't know. Like we had guys in Iraq that would drive the little buses.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I think they were third country nationals, so I don't know where the fuck they were from. But they didn't bathe, but they used way too much cologne.
So they were like funkin' cologne, or were they
Yeah,
just
it was funkin' cologne, and the whole fucking little bus smelled bad like
Oh.
that. Yeah.
It's like a 12-year-old after an athletic class.
Yup.
Ugh.
But worse. Like the 12,
Oh,
like
good
yeah,
Lord.
you know, every class has the stinky kid who doesn't shower at home, mixed with like Old Spice.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, and curry.
Yeah, Turkish drivers don't even cover it with cologne.
I almost wish
They're
these
just
guys
funk
wouldn't have
on
covered
funk on
it.
top
It
of
would have been
funk.
worse. Yeah. Speaking of Turkey, what's up? Like they had some fucking earthquakes, man. That sucks.
A bad one.
Yeah.
7 point something.
And like a series of bad ones, from what I understand. It wasn't just one. It
Well,
was a
they-
couple,
y-
three,
yeah.
wasn't it? All within 7.3, 7.5, and like
And they
7.2
originally
or
tried
something.
to say that it was like aftershock, but then they said no, at that high, that it was probably just more earthquakes.
And it's
I meant to call my aunt and ask her
What, does she live in Turkey?
if they felt well. She lives on the island of Chios, which is the closest Greek island to the Turkish coast.
Aren't they
And
going to go to war
yeah.
over that shit? Or they were going to now.
They
Turkey's busy.
they keep trying back and forth. It was the very last island that was liberated back to Greece in the 70s. So, and because it's so close, they keep trying to get it back. They keep trying to be like, no, it's ours. No, it's ours. So, and at night from her deck at her house, you can see the lights of Turkey on the Turkish coast. I mean, it's that close. But I meant to ask her if they could feel any of
Yeah,
the
if they had any-
earthquake,
yeah,
but
any
I
issue.
totally forgot to ask her.
Well, I was
Totally
almost
forgot.
kind of worried if they had like tsunamis and shit, like in the Med. I hadn't really heard. I knew that when it first happened, they said that there was tsunami warnings in the Mediterranean, but I didn't know if anything popped up or not. I don't know. I feel like I hear about it.
I didn't hear. I know that
Well, and I've never
they've had
been
them
to
in the
Turkey.
past.
Has anyone here ever been to Turkey? Have you? Have you ever
No.
been to Turkey?
Mm-mm.
I don't know
No.
if anyone.
I have
in
a
the-
buddy. I have a buddy who's back in the 80s. His dad was stationed there, and they lived over there as a
But they
kid.
kind of have some more traditional architecture and stuff there, right? It's not like it's super modern, right?
No, I don't think so. They're still considered third world though.
Yeah, well, certainly parts of it. But I'm just curious, like, okay, like if you had a 7.5 earthquake in, say, LA right now,
Mhm.
where the major buildings are insulated, and they are like they have the isolators and shit, so like the skyscrapers and stuff won't fall, and a lot of the apartment buildings and have codes like earthquake codes, right? So they don't have these issues where the fucking building falls over, right?
Well, no, from what I hear from this, literally it flattened.
Yeah.
Like completely, like if it had more than one floor, it just all
Right.
And where it was at, it affected, what is it, Syria?
Syria too, yeah.
Yeah. So like it affected part of Syria, which doesn't do them a lot of good because they're still fighting within their own country.
Yeah.
And I heard today, I think this morning, the death toll was over 7,000.
Wow. That's crazy.
So it's not good. And getting help to them in Syria is bad because nobody can really get in because of all the fighting that's going on.
Right. Well, I wonder like if the fighting kind of stops for a minute, like, hey,
You
I
would
don't know.
hope.
I don't fucking know. Those people, I'm not gonna say those people. People at war, okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
are
Are they going to
fucking,
stop their war because there was a natural disaster?
or
It
just
makes
look
you
at it and be like,
wonder.
well, I've been trying to fucking kill them for years, and now they're all dead, so guess I fucking
They're
win.
thinking they're thinking natural intervention. Oh,
Right.
look, see, we were supposed to do this anyway, so it's supposed to happen.
Fucking so.
Oh, look at this. Over 11,000 as of the news earlier.
That's crazy.
See?
And
It's
they're
just
still digging them out. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're saying now it is nothing but recovery. They
Yep.
are not expecting anyone to be alive at this point.
No. Janae was saying
sad.
they had a huge earthquake in San Diego, and their houses just rolled side to side because they're built on like rolling foundations. That's crazy. When I went to boot camp in San Diego, and I was at Pendleton for combat training. We had a couple pretty decent sized earthquakes, but we were like bivouacked, so we were in tents, right? We were out in the thing. But that was fucking weird. The first time I ever was in an earthquake, and I'm like fucking laying there in this fucking tent's like shaking and shit. That's fucking weird as shit. You know what? Y'all give me shit about having like blizzards and being cold as fuck and like icy roads and all that shit. I don't got earthquakes. Earthquakes or hurricanes. Either one of them. I don't want either one of them. Sounds dumb.
I think my daughter dealt with her first minor earthquake there on Kodiak Island.
Well, there's a fuck ton. I didn't realize that, but
Yeah.
Alaska's full of earthquakes. They're almost like worse than
Yeah.
California.
And they're always having
Yeah.
tsunami freaking warnings.
That sounds like
and
the
shit.
worst because it's cold and it's shitty, and they basically just get out of hurricanes. That's it. They have tsunamis and earthquakes and fucking forest fires and fuck that.
Bears, and they have bears.
Yes,
Scary bears.
like big ass bears.
Kodiak bears.
Yeah, aptly named because they're on the island.
Yeah. And
Dick
horrible,
yeah, I remember you telling me that
awful
story.
allergies.
Dick was in the big one in San Francisco in '89.
Oh, damn.
I remember. Yeah, he was telling me that story.
See, I have cousins in the San Francisco area, so I'm sure if I ask, they probably have dealt with earthquakes. I thought I was safe here in Texas. I mean, we don't really here in Central Texas anyway. We don't really have
You don't have earthquakes, do you? There's no earthquakes.
tornadoes here. We don't have earthquakes. We get the tail end of some hurricanes, but unfortunately, I live in a town with two rivers, so we have massive floodings. But I don't live in a flood zone. My house is on a hill-ish, so I don't have to worry about that too
I
much.
literally have a creek in my backyard, but for some
Uh.
reason I'm not in the floodplain, so that's cool.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, whatever. Don't make my insurance go up. We got
Tornadoes
tornadoes in
in
Fort Worth.
yeah.
Fuck yeah, I
Well, that's
remember
because
that
y'all
shit.
are Tornado Alley.
That
comes
mother, I
down
remember.
from
I was
Oklahoma.
stationed. I was stationed there when that one went through downtown, and they fucking made us go downtown because it hit the FBI building or whatever, the federal building, and there's like fucking papers blowing around down where, and we had to go try to fix that shit up. That was fucking
Well,
dumb
that
as
alley
shit.
comes down.
And
that tornado alley comes down
but then we got free tickets to Six Flags. So there was that,
because you survived a tornado.
basically. Well, they made us because it's the fucking Marine Corps. They came around the barracks and were like, "Hey, get your shit. We're going downtown," and we had to go downtown and like pick up papers from the federal building because I don't know, like they were all wet and rainy and shitty. Fucking dumb.
Dang. I was at Stewart in '98 when that tornado tore through Fort Stewart and took out our motor pool and hit the PT field like 5 freaking seconds after my ex-husband's unit cleared it.
Nice.
Like Sergeant Major was like, no, we're gonna go ahead and do PT. And then they were like, no, really, seriously, it's a tornado. And our truck got picked up and moved like freaking spaces over, blew out the back window. It was crazy.
He's under a tornado watch right now. Where?
Yeah, but they're always where Heath is at.
What, in like
He
Florida?
like lives in Tornado Central.
But I'm just saying it's fucking February. There are tornadoes in February?
If there's wind, there's tornadoes.
Was that Wyoming? Fucking Wyoming. It's always windy in Wyoming.
I had one flip a jet on the line in the van pads. Yeah, at Stewart, it fucked. They picked up tracks, and half of our guys were gone. They were doing that. Oh, he's in Mississippi. They were gone with that Operation Southern Watch, and so they were all sitting in not in Iraq, but in what you call it. Anyway, we had a bunch of people gone, so luckily most of our equipment was downrange, but it fucked our shit up.
Yeah.
Not fun.
Well, it's a little after 8. I think we covered all the
Little
things.
after
that
9.
Yeah, 9 your time, 8 my time. That's you.
Mm.
I think we've I think we're about ready to wrap it up. I think.
Yeah, now that we've talked about doom and gloom, let's do it.
That's fucking peace out, bitches. Let's go. No, okay, but seriously, like I think it's about time. I'm done with this for tonight.
78 degrees. Damn. It was cold here today. It was fucking
Damn. You
freezing
know what?
here
It was
today.
all right. It was like 45 here today, but it's supposed to get cold tonight. Chance of rain and shit. Rain
Yeah, it's
turning
like
into
40
snow. That's
now.
gonna suck, dude. Tomorrow's gonna suck balls. But it's whatever. It's after 2200. Sorry about it. Sorry.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be like 70 degrees here tomorrow, but today
Damn.
it was like 40 something and freezing rain.
Freezing rain sucks.
That's Texas. That's Texas for you.
Yep. So Mississippi. Huh. Sounds like fucking Tornado Alley down there. Sorry about it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So you're gonna
anyway,
talk about what's going on with the shows for the week?
I am. Well, I want to plug our guest. Next week we have a guest from the
Extra Duty Podcast.
Extra Duty Podcast. Fuck, I just had the biggest brain fart.
That's okay. I'm here for you, dude. I got you 6.
You know what I need, and they haven't sent it to me, is the cut sheet for the other shows. I need to say words to Mom about that, because I haven't been getting the cut sheets for the other shows, because I don't know who else. I know what guest we have. I don't know.
Is it on the calendar?
I
can't.
can't.
I'll pull it off.
If you can pull it
I
up
got
and
you.
see if there's
I got you.
any guests for the next, I'll go through the lineup, and if there's any guests, you can do the guests. That'll be your job. I'll do the lineup. You do guests.
Okay, going forward, that'll be my job.
Yeah.
Tonight we're screwed because
Sure, blame other people. No, I know. Because here, okay, Dick, I'm not blaming anyone else. They probably have it out, and my dumb ass can't find it. So
It's
there's
possible.
that.
And I didn't think to do it.
I didn't
but
think to
I
either
will
until
do
right
it
now.
going
I tried
forward.
doing it earlier today. There's lots. I need to cancel my flight tomorrow because I'm not actually going to make that flight. I did it because I got cheaper round trip than one way. But anyway, I need to do that. It's got the email that I can start boarding my flight, check in for my flight. Anyway, so tonight it's Wednesday, right?
Mhm.
The Smoke
Wednesday.
Pit.
Yep.
Her TZ, me Radar, here on Wednesday night. You've been listening. Thank you for showing up. Tomorrow, Sarge time with Ice and Spanky. It's not Spanky, is it? Spanky's not sergeanting right now. Anyway, tomorrow night, Ice, Sarge time. Talk about all things active duty, National Guard, Reserve, retiree, big Army, little Army, all the Army stuff. Ice will be covering. Maybe a little bit about some balloon thing. I don't know. There's a little thing going on in Ukraine he might talk about. Maybe talk about the earthquakes. Maybe he'll have more information that I don't have because he's probably smarter than I am. Now, Friday Night Freedom is on Friday nights with Kaz and Pookie. They talk about all kinds of fun shit. It's a funner show than this one. They actually have a plan going into their show, and it's really good. You should hang out with Pookie and Kaz on Friday Night Freedom. Saturday, Dawn's a Day, our only day off. Day of no scheduled activities. Saturday night off. Sunday night, sports bar. It's also the Bolo Supra. So I don't know how that's. Are they broadcasting during the big game? Yes.
He went to bed, so I don't know.
I believe they are. I don't know if they're doing like a play-by-play thing like we do with with the election or some shit. I don't know.
I don't know.
We should have asked while it was here.
Mm.
But the actual King Smith and Coach will be there on Sunday night. They were going to do a fantasy football thing for the Super Bowl. I don't know if that's out yet. I may have just burst everyone's bubble, but keep an eye on the socials on the radio page and see if there's something pops up about a fantasy football tournament or thing. I don't know. They're better at that than I am. I play fantasy football sometimes, and I just literally pick people I've heard of before.
And I don't play it at all. So there we go.
But anyway, Monday night, the Monday edition, because it happens on Monday. Ice and Shipwreck, talking about current events, talking about balloons hitting the water, and F-22 confirmed kills, and all kinds of fun shit. They'll be here on Monday, and then on Tuesday, CQ will be there for his show, Pop Culture Warrior, my old alma mater, and I'm rather keen on that show. They are on Tuesday nights, and then after Tuesday, wrap around to us on Wednesday, her TZ, me Radar, right here for the Smoke Pit.
Yep.
Did you find that cut sheet?
No, not yet.
See, Dick, not just me. I'm not.
But I'm working from a not so great.
Well, and I did, and I very much sprung it on you. And we will be more prepared next week.
Going forward, we will have it every week.
I need to wrap around.
Sure. Yeah, I will make sure going forward that I always have it. That will be my new freaking thing.
It would be a hua of us.
It would, for sure.
Yes,
we'll get it. We'll get it. Look, right now we're just kind of we're focused on making sure all the buttons are unmuted and
yeah. Hey, so far tonight, I have pushed the right buttons in the right sequence to make things work.
Yes, you have, and I am very proud.
Are those mugs on my shelf? Some of those are mugs. Yep. I have some mugs. I have some Steins. I have some cans of random drinks and beers that I've collected along the ways because I'm sophomoric. And
there you go.
Yeah. Behoove. It's one of Spanky's favorite words.
All I've got is a dick on a rock.
Hey, it's hard as a rock. Is that old Chevy commercial?
My pet dick rock.
That old Chevy commercial, like a rock. That's right.
Like a rock. And don't forget, if you've got a shitty or funny ID photo.
Yes, and I will put something about that on the thing. And like I said, I'll scan in mine, and that might even be the thing. So if you have an ID photo, passport photo, military ID photo, driver's license, something like that, that's funny
or awful,
yeah, and we'll collect them, and we'll erect a poll and let people vote on which one is the coolest or deserves the most deserving.
Will get somebody will get a kick-ass limited edition bag of Smoke Pit coffee.
Yep. If you haven't yet, do you have like a TZ page on Facebook?
I do not, but I'm gonna work on that this weekend.
Okay. So
I've been crazy busy at work, but this weekend I've got some downtime when they're all out on sales on Sunday. So I'm going to definitely get that going. So I will get that one hooked up starting. I'll have it ready going on Sunday. So
yep. Okay. Well,
for sure.
Follow us on social media on Facebook at the Smoke Pit. It's the same logo and everything we have here. Or I'm at WTFNR Radar. And
and you can find me at TZ WTFNR Twitter. That's my Twitter handle.
Okay.
And I'm also the same thing on TikTok. But all you're gonna find on TikTok is my freaking cats and dogs.
Are we gonna do a TikTok? Funny. I should do like I don't know. They're talking about doing shorts.
I have my regular TikTok. We can put stuff onto.
I wanted to get a Smoke Pit TikTok. We'll have
We
to
could
get with
totally do a
somebody.
smoke pit TikTok.
Well, and we were supposed to they want to start doing like shorts, like if we have funny things.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't had any of that.
We can just post a picture of my face. That's funny.
We haven't anything. Yeah, that's the only thing. You'll get kicked off.
Oh.
We probably will get kicked off. Dick, this is a great point. And we'll talk about this maybe when we do this. My ID, my old green ID, was so bad and grainy that Dick used to use it to get into bars before he turned 21. And that was back when we had the old green IDs, not the new cat cards.
Mm-hmm.
I used to give him my driver or my military ID. And I would use a $1 bill folded up so the picture was in the middle in my wallet to get back on base. And they never stopped us. They're just like, fuck it, come on through.
That's back when they didn't care.
I'm 5'8", asshole, not 5'6". He said, never mind, you're 6'6", and I was 6'2". I'm 5'8". I'm squeezing an inch or two. They stack shit that high. But genuinely, he's like 6'2", but they know it was
funny.
Texas. It was Fort Worth, Texas. They didn't give a shit.
Yep.
Fuck.
Nobody cared.
Nobody cared. They're just happy to. Well, it was the stockyards. Nobody cared anything. Fucking
Not them.
give us money. So, but anyway, I want to thank everyone for showing up.
Yeah,
Jenna, thanks for
coming
being
out.
here. Dick, thanks for showing up again and ruining my show.
And Andy showed up again. She's thebomb.com. I'll be hanging out with her all day Saturday. I might even have some Snapchats to share on air. We're kind of a
I
hoot.
hope ain't no one showing my Snapchats anywhere. Actually, mine are pretty, mine are very, very, very not even
Ridiculous.
PG. Mine are
well,
just like, hey, good morning, what's up? Like, Snapchat my wife and a couple buddies. That's it.
that's
So,
funny.
what's up, James? You're late. You're late. I'm sorry about it, buddy. We're shutting her down. Come in about 2 hours earlier when we start. Sorry about it.
Yeah.
So, or listen to the show again on repeat. You can listen to the whole thing. If you miss the show, or if you come in at the end, or you want to show
repeat.
you want to show your buddies. Yep, you can
Share it.
It will be on Facebook for perpetuity, and you can watch it.
Yeah, and on YouTube.
Yep,
We got a
on
YouTube
YouTube.
channel.
Go check it out on YouTube. Show your buddies. Also, hopefully, very soon, we'll be back on podcasts and we can share his podcast. That would be great. And maybe I'll say words about that.
Words.
So, words.
Words.
So, but I really do appreciate everyone showing up, even if you're showing up, Wags, a little late, whatever, buddy. Thanks for being here.
Yep.
Thanks for showing up. Thanks for supporting us, and we want to support you guys. Like I said, follow us, The Smoke Pit on Facebook, WTF Nation Radio, all the socials, and you'll get up-to-date information, and you can be part of our community. And when we start talking about things we want to share on air, you guys can share stuff with us, and we can have we can continue this conversation onto the rest of the internets, and we'll have fun with it.
Oh, show.
So, and I think I want to start posting a little bit more. I'm not saying super personal, but like more personal stuff on our Facebook, on that stuff. I want you guys to, we talk on the show like about some of the stuff. I want to be able to share stuff with you and like let you into our lives a little bit. And bring we're family. We're the Smoke Pit family. Like
I mean, you've met my dogs, so I mean,
you
come
have.
on.
We have, and your
We're
dog's
family.
awesome. Yeah, but also too, I've noticed this. Okay, and as someone who smoked for a long time and hung out a lot of smoke pits, you have the smokers, and then you have the knots, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of build that bond. Like, oh, it's fucking 16:30. I need to go out and smoke. Everyone's smoking after dinner or whatever, hey, let's go smoke before we go to chow. And everyone kind of gets together, you smoke and you bullshit. Same thing. We'll continue that onto the Facebooks and the Twitters. I don't have a Twitter. I don't have any Twitter. We'll figure it out. Who doesn't keep up with world music? Dude, I'm horrible with music. Jenna, I'm horrible with music. I don't want any more. Music sucks to me. I still listen to Cross Canadian Ragweed and like stuff, and they haven't even been a band for like 10 years now. So fuck it.
Hey, Cross Canadian Ragweed, Cody Canada.
Yeah, I know.
He lives here in my hometown.
Does he?
Right here. In
Well,
New Braunfels.
he's got that new band.
Yeah.
I don't listen to them.
I see him around town all the time.
I don't listen to them.
His wife owns a store here in town, and it's pretty cool. And his kids play at a local place,
Yeah, I
and
don't do that.
they own a place called School of Rock, where they teach kids all about music. It's pretty awesome.
I do agree with that. Jenna said music is a great therapy and a good way to keep up globally. I do agree with that. You are right. It is great therapy if you can find the right music that kind of tickles your soul the right way. 100%. I agree with that.
I'm a big time music listener.
Ooh,
personally.
80s new wave. What is that? Is that like
Oh my gosh, like The Cure and like Erasure
I don't know what
and
those
like Flock of Seagulls and
are you
I
making
was
up words
I
right
was
now?
no, I was a teen in the 80s.
I
I've got
was
some
not.
pictures.
I was a baby in the 80s.
Oh no, I was quite the 80s dancer girl. Yeah, that's how we danced.
You're going to figure
It was
out
our
the
thing.
proximity to your microphone pretty quick.
Yeah, this is a lot.
You'll learn.
Ha!
I still do it too. Don't even feel bad. I still do it sometimes too. But
I'm used to the big headset. Now it's all gone.
oh, Sublime, yes. And hip hop. I have a problem with that. I need to quit with hip hop because like my 6-year-old daughter is like fucking quoting Ludacris and like move bitch, get out the way. Like can't say
It's a
that to you.
good song.
You can't say that to your mom. You're 6. And yeah.
Well, mer.
Dick said you look like you're glow stick dancing. Nice.
Close.
Oh,
Well, that's only because I have my vape in my hand.
hey, that'll work. You know what though? If you like the music and it tickles your soul in the right way, who am I to say if it's good or not? Whether it's disco
I
or
was
fucking
weird in the 80s. I floated from country to 80s hair bands to new wave. So
well, this
I
is
have
what
quite the
that's
selection.
yeah. Luda is a legend. That's absolutely right. But my phone. So I just what I do is I just put it on like random, right? I just put it on random. Like just it'll be like mine will go from like Ludacris to like Cory Morrow to like fucking Pantera to like Train and then like move back to like fucking DMX. Like it just goes everywhere. Like it and then it'll throw in like some funk in there or something.
Yeah.
Like it just my phone just does like literally it just like if you were to just throw darts at a jukebox and play that song that pops up, that's like what my fucking phone does, man. Seriously.
Darts at a jukebox.
Yup. So say
be
move
my
bitch
new
and driving my
catchphrase.
GMC. Yeah, you can say move bitch while driving your GMC. My 6-year-old cannot say that when she's pushing a dump truck around the living room. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, back off of Nickelback, man. Their new stuff is banging.
All right, well on that note, we got to go before we get canceled.
Yeah, we're peacing out, yo.
Yeah, I don't know about all that, but
I gotta take a nap before I have to be up in the morning.
all right, well you go take a nap. I'm gonna get out of
I'm
here.
old.
Jenna says she's got some great mix on YouTube. Hit us up. We'll follow it.
Yeah,
I'll see what I can
definitely
do.
for sure.
So, oh, and on that note too, right before we go, we're talking about vets and stuff they do. A lot of the music I'm playing, right, is buddies of mine. Okay, if you have buddies who are in a band that have good quality audio, I want you to send it to me so I can play their music. I love giving a voice to veterans, and if they have music that we can play that's not under contract or whatever, it's royalty free, I would love to play it and help spread the word of your bands. So everyone but Nickelback. I won't play Nickelback.
Rude.
Hey, whatever, man. I just won't get canceled because they have a contract.
Yeah, well, we can't play their stuff. We don't want to get. Yeah, true story.
So, all right. Well, thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here. Do you have any final words of wisdom?
Don't sit on a wooden chair for 2 hours without a pillow because it makes your ass hurt.
Oh yeah, you have to get a good desk chair. Get a desk
Yeah,
chair.
I need to get a new chair.
Yep.
That's my way of saying my ass hurts.
All right,
I
well
need a new
let's
chair.
wrap this up then. Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, y'all have a good night.
Shots.
Shots.
Wear a condom? We're in Fayetteville. No one gets STDs here.
The voice of U.S. Army WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
Please enjoy the show. Shots.
I can't be the